Ray Hyclack here. I feel like I'm trying to search for something real quick, and it just started. I'm like, no, but we are Bro Plata with a with a nice background. It's a boxing glove with wings on it. It's quite nice. And next to me, as always, if I can figure out mirroring again, Tim Danko, everybody. Yay!
All right. How are things?
Good. Work today. It was kind of a light day, which was good. Tomorrow's kind of a fucked up day, but what are you gonna do? And I got this cool gift, Tim.
What'd you get?
Bottomless mug. And it you can't really see it that well.
Wait, what do you mean it's bottomless? Like some Harry Potter magic of some sort? That'd be amazing. Because listen, that's all only technology I want in the world. Figure out how to do that. That's the new miracle. Stop everything else, medical advancement, everything. Just figure out how to make a cup that you can just keep drinking, and it looks this big, but you can actually have like 1,000 ounces in there or something insane, right? An actual bottomless cup. Figure that out, technology. Is it possible? I don't know. We'll never know until we try. And I think that's where we should put our best and brightest minds in the world right now. We should put it on the bottomless cup.
They already are doing wonders with black holes. So, I mean,
that's true. That's the next thing, right? That's the next thing is figure out how to make a little one you can control.
Yeah.
Right. And you put it in the bottom of a cup, right? Yeah, pretty soon there's gonna be apple mugs, and they're gonna have little black holes inside, and and not only that, you can get alcohol from anywhere in the world at any time. That's gonna be. Oh, I'm excited for that. Self-driving cars and that I'm excited for. Everything else, I'm a little nervous about.
It's got my name etched in it, which I did not pay for.
It says Luther.
No, they don't spell asshole that way. Yeah. But the reason it's bottomless is it's got this little clear thing to it, almost like Almost Heroes.
I don't remember what we talked. We talked about the movie a couple episodes ago.
Yeah,
I know the movie. I just don't remember.
Cups.
Okay, I don't remember this. They had bottomless cups in that movie. I don't remember that.
Yeah, and I like the handle to it too. It's sort of like ornate, which is kind of cool. So I'll be drinking from this every podcast now.
I like I have hold on. What I was gonna say is at least with the bottomless the glass bottom, you can see if anyone roofied you a little bit, right? It sinks to the bottom, right? You can see it. That's good.
If you could control the black hole, though, I think you could find a way to make that into someone else's shit.
Well, that's true. All great technology can be used for evil, for sure.
Well, no, I'm talking about say somebody actually was to drug you. You kind of just you flip a switch and it goes to Chris's cup, and then drops into that, and you're safe.
Well, yeah, that's what. Yeah, but then Chris is in trouble, right? So what I say, it can always be used for evil. You have to just trust the people. Use it for the right thing. I don't know. I'm sure that technology, that's the most important thing we could do with that technology if it existed. Not time travel or teleportation, just more booze and cup. So yeah. It's funny. I also have a cup I'm probably going to be using most of the shows now.
Which one is that?
This is an Acro Rubber Ducks cup.
Oh, yeah.
I got this at the ball game. It's a souvenir cup. You pay $9 and you get free refills. Apparently, the whole season. So I'll have to bring this thing back next time I go. Although I probably drink beer next time. I didn't I took my niece to the game. She's 7, and I'm like, I should probably not be a jackass uncle. Although I was given permission to have 3 beers. I was given permission. However, I didn't have any. I just drank a crap ton of Diet Coke. But I was very proud of myself. And I'm not that good an alcoholic that if I don't drink, I'm gonna have a conniption or something. I'm not one of those. It's just when it's hot out and there's a ball game, I'm I kind of want a beer. Especially as soon as we walked in, there's a very charismatic, ponytailed, tall hippie man selling beer, and he looks at me. He's like, "Oh man,
good for him."
It kind of looks like, honestly, it wasn't Chris Kettler, but it kind of looks like him. It really did. But it wasn't him. Anyway, this guy's like, "My man, what are you drinking?" I had to look at him like, "Oh, nothing." Didn't walk past. He's like, "Have a good time, man." I'm like, "I'm gonna." We did. We had a lot of fun.
Not to interrupt, but Casey, I don't know how the hell you know this already. That they don't make Rufinol anymore. Are you a stockholder?
Yeah, so he works for Pfizer. He knows that they don't make roofies anymore. That's why. It's it was his
He's
business.
on the line taking them for himself.
Maybe. I don't. I was just thinking he was like had him in nice little boxes, real nightly packed. He walks around in a suit to all the college bars and be like, "You need to be giving these girls this.
Would you like an Altoid, young lady?"
He buys the frat boys like big lunch spreads and tries to convince them to buy roofies from him. It's funny because that's what happens though.
What looks like when he opens up the briefcase, it looks like the briefcase from Pulp Fiction. It's just glowing on the inside.
Yes. Yeah, that. But I put these on. I'm like, oh man, I look very Lebowski-ish, don't I?
Yeah, it looks like almost you're trying to rip off Stripper Scott's Fat Thor.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, honestly, with it comes. Everyone loves the Big Lebowski, right? I mean, I know some people that are super obsessed with it. I like it. I'm not super obsessed with it. I like it a lot. But I think that guy. I mean, that character is my spirit animal, 100%. It is what is it? Taking it easy for the rest of us. That's me. That's what I'm trying to do. My best. Just barely getting by. Just doing as little as possible.
D-Rest trying to really like get a one up on us. Apparently, he went to the year 2149. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. How's Doc Brown doing? Was the DeLorean okay that time, or usually gets a flat tire?
Here's the thing, man. Bring us one back. I mean, like, listen, like, don't be a dick about it. If you have some, or at least let us borrow it. We'll give it back. We'll give it back. Like, we'll probably take better care of a refilling whiskey glass than anything. Definitely than ourselves, for sure.
Wouldn't it be funny if we were the ones that invented it? Like,
maybe we are. Maybe we are. Who knows? I mean, I don't think. Like, black hole technology would have to be relatively available. Like, it would have to be something we would know so much about it that you and I could just look it up on Google and figure out black holes pretty quick. Like, that's how much we'd have to know as a civilization about black holes for us to figure it out. Like, it had to be like, oh, everybody knows about black holes now, like that.
My favorite black hole scientist is Chris Cornell because he found a way to wash away the rain with a black hole. So that's a good.
Listen, and I love Chris Cornell and Soundgarden. I love that song, but come on, man, that joke. Yes, all of these guys. Me too. Although I was just basically saying that I know nothing about black holes, but eventually we'll get this done.
Yeah,
Ray. All right, I want to play a game. Ray, ready?
Yeah, let's play a game.
All right, here we go. 3 questions. Let's call it. No, 3 hints. Call it 3 hints. What movie I watched last night? I'll give you 3. I'll give you the director. I'll give you the year.
Okay.
And what else do you want? Lead actor.
Yeah, give me lead. Well, see, that's hard because a lot of movie actors work with the same directors a lot.
I think you'll get this.
Okay.
All right. I believe Tony Scott directed this movie.
Okay.
1993.
Okay.
Starring Christian Slater.
Pirate Radio.
No. True Romance, bro. True Romance. Okay. Tim won Ray nothing on the 3 hints. This is a new segment, 3 hints. That's Tim 1 Ray 0.
I've been too busy to come up with bits and putting up with joke boxing matches and shit like that.
Geez. Okay. Do we have to talk about that?
No, we'll talk about it later in the thing. I'm just hinting at the fact that we will get to that because I saw highlights. But like, I've never actually seen True Romance.
Oh,
yeah. I only know of like the refrigerator scene.
Last night is the first time I watched it all the way through.
Really?
So that's why for whatever reason it got past me. I think for a while, it came out in 93, as a kid when it came out, but I think it got past me because of the title. I thought it was something I wouldn't like. It's called a movie called True Romance. And then later on, I thought, oh my God, Tarantino wrote this movie? I'm like, oh, all right. Yeah, it's good stuff.
He's just giving us what it's called. It's called the Tribeca effect. Is how the black hole cup he has.
Well,
Gets
what if this is true? What if he was just like the time traveler? He just has all
possibly.
he's just sitting here like, I'm just giving you guys facts, and you just laugh at me. Whatever, man. You don't have to believe me if you don't want to.
Me and D-Rest, we were DMing the other day, and he was talking about going back to like 83 and like drinking with Shane McGowan, which I was jealous of because he did it while living in 2021. That fuck. How dare he? How dare he?
All right. Well, I was going to say, if one of those people, you have a great story that no one believes, does it really matter that no one believes you? I mean, It depends what it is about, really. But you're just like, whatever, man. You don't have to believe me. But fuck you guys. Whatever. So, yeah, we don't believe him, but he can be like, fuck you. I'm time traveling. Whatever. He's like, you guys. Sorry. If you guys would ask, I'd take you on a trip. But no, you guys are making fun of me.
Yeah, hey, I mean, I guess. He was probably also the guy with the camera at Mike Tyson's fight. Have you ever seen that? It was like, I think in like 90 or like the 80s. There's a dude with like a camera phone in the like fifth row behind, like ringside.
There's a bunch of pictures like that too. Like just like pictures from the 20s and somebody's wearing like a t-shirt that one would wear. Like, what? It has like I can't tell what the logo is, but there's some sort of logo on it and just a t-shirt. I'm like, well, what is that?
Yeah. How is your what do you feel about time travel? Do you think it can actually be possible?
No. Well, I don't know. Listen, okay. Here's the thing. I'll say it this way. There's a lot of shit we don't know out there, especially black hole's one, right? And then what else? There's all kinds of stuff. So I'm saying there's probably some sort of very odd technology that's listen, I'm pretty sure the universe doesn't work quite the way we think it does.
Yeah.
I don't know. Take that. I don't know. I don't know what I mean by that exactly. Just it could be anything. It could be the way the linear way we experience time. I don't know. It could be anything. I don't know. So it's possible because we don't know what the hell's out there, man. All kinds of shit. Also, it's very possible that we're in a simulation. There's a documentary on Hulu, I think, about it.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
And I don't want to watch it because I'm like, what? I mean, what's the point of me thinking there's a simulation? I'm like, we're in it. So what are we gonna do? I mean, what am I supposed to freak? Am I supposed to freak out every day? I mean, that's the only thing. I would just start freaking out because I want to know what's beyond the simulation, but I'm never gonna find out. So just roll with it.
I think like we're gonna find out that like the Mobius strip from the MCU was them introducing time travel into like actual universe. I feel like that's gonna be how it is. I really do. And I can't wait for Loki tonight or tomorrow. I'm so excited.
Tomorrow.
It is.
All right, I'll probably I'll start watching.
Speaking of time hijinks, I can't wait for that, dude. Like
I'm sick of time hijinks though. I mean, as far as movies and crap, I'm just kind of done with it.
It's gotten played out, but I honestly I want to see what this Loki show does because they're
the first movie to do it, or one of them, Back to the Future, is the best one. Like it hasn't been outdone.
I like Back to the Future. I like Back to the Future.
What are you gonna say, Ray?
No. And I'm not saying it's not a classic. It's a fantastic movie with a very unshakable until he reached his 40 actor in Michael J. Fox.
You're an asshole. Not even funny, man. That guy, the shit that guy's been through. He was diagnosed in his 20s.
Was he?
I think late 20s, like 28 or 29.
One of my favorite jokes any comics ever done was Joan Rivers. She did not give a fuck about anything and did a joke where she just walked in a straight line and was like, this is Michael J. Fox in an earthquake. I shit you not. On television, she did this shit.
Well, Joan Rivers was a savage lady, so that makes sense. What garbage are you going to say about Back to the Future?
No, I'm not putting it down as a movie because the series as a whole is a really great trilogy. I'm not saying anything bad about
the first one's great. I mean, I don't know how many sequels are great, but sequels are.
The third was a little.
Third was ridiculous. Second was kind of neat because they go back from and show the first part of the first movie and the second, whatever. Yeah, that's cool. Mm-hmm. But the third one's ridiculous for sure. Yeah.
Third one's fucking ridiculous as shit. That's why I like it so much. Like the fucking Mad Dog being the way he was. I want to interview that dude. I wonder if he would come on this show. if Biff Tannen would come on this show. He's done other podcasts, and I would love to have him on.
He may. I mean, we need to get some more trash, but
I think we would get enough people sharing it out if we said we had this guy on.
Maybe because he does like, I don't know if he does comedy. He does something like some kind of show or something. I don't know. I don't know. Forget his name. I could look it up. I'm not going to.
The whole frisbee thing is a nice little dad joke that they threw in that movie, where it's like they were pies, and here's where they started. Which in the NES video game, you actually get to throw frisbee pies. I know that. I watch a lot of angry video game nerds, so that's how I know these things.
Okay.
But no, I'm a personal fan favorite. One of my personal fan favorites is the original Time Machine movie. That I can't remember. I think it was called The Time Machine. And it was pretty cool. It had like the old school, like big clock, like thing behind the guy, so you could see what time era and levers and shit. I love that like 1950s like campy movies that they used to make about time travel because they're fun. For some reason, they just look like shit, and you're like, this is the best thing I've ever watched. Like the practical effects that they had to pull off is just insane. And then also I consider Planet of the Apes a time travel movie because technically they did go through time.
Are we done with this conversation?
Possibly.
Okay. I don't know. Something else I was going to talk about, something about the movie, and I kind of forget now. Straight bingo I'm going on there. Yeah, I don't remember. Something about Back to the Future, I think, but I can't remember what. I don't know.
Gotta get back in time.
Huey Lewis in the news.
Yes.
No, Huey Lewis. All right. Well, that's good. All right. What else we got? We can talk about these fights. We can talk about the fights or not. We don't have to.
Yeah. I mean, should. I think we should, just because there were times where I would get bored and go to YouTube. I'm not gonna lie. I was in a weird mood Saturday. But I did watch a good hunk of the fights. Still haven't watched the prelims. Just because been busy.
What did I tell you on Saturday? Watch the fights, Ray.
I'm trying. I had other things like sleep.
I did just watch a couple before we came on, but I got through it. The thing is, you have time to watch them. You do. You just.
I get off at 6 or like 5:30 every day.
You don't have to watch them all at once. You can. Yeah. You have time to watch them. I think you do. You do. Like I know you're busy, but you definitely do. You still do. You do. I
mean, Archer's danger phone on my phone is there too, and
well, that's my point. If you have point to do other bullshit, then listen. We're never gonna get where we want to be, whatever that is, unless we actually have to try a little bit. I know. We much rather hire someone to try for us, but we can't afford to do that right now. So we're gonna have to do all that shit by ourselves.
Agreed. And how can I put this? I'm making a financial plan right now for us. I know you don't believe that, but I'm trying to
you've been saying shit like that since day one.
Yeah, I know. It takes me a while.
Yeah, and you've also been saying, I promise I'm gonna put the Pat Miletich video on today. You know how many times you said that? Well, that's because you do. I promise you. You said the word promise and today like 12 times.
It's almost a bit. It's almost a bit at this point. When are we gonna drop the Pat Miletich video? Oh,
we waited so long to get Pat. We had to reschedule multiple times. Finally got him. What you do? You just take a shit on a bro plot. That's what you do. You're taking a shit on it.
I do. I take a nice big log and I make sure to, not wipe. Or if I do, wipe with my hand and then on the corpse, just throw a little bit. Just little hand flip.
Okay, well, that's gross. And I'm still bothered with the fact that I can't remember what I was going to talk about before. Apparently, it was something that I wanted to talk about. Maybe it was something.
We were talking about Back to the Future.
I know. I don't know what.
And you thought I was gonna shit all over that movie when I actually love those movies.
Wasn't that? I don't know, man. It's gonna drive me nuts.
Once this thing hits 88 miles an hour, we're gonna see some serious stuff. See, I censored myself for the kiddies.
Yeah. You see the documentary with reenactment footage with Alec Baldwin that framing John DeLorean? It's pretty interesting.
I've seen bits and pieces.
That
Never seen
guy's
the full
story
thing.
is pretty nuts.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude was
All of it.
heavy into the cocaine.
Yeah, I mean, think the Dale story is not. Well, the Dale story is nuts. This is just as nuts. It's crazy. And and he got arrested for he was apparently trying to make some sort of drug deal, and he got set up, but he got acquitted. So good for him. My favorite part of the whole documentary is his one son, because I don't know how to explain the dude. Like, every other word he said is fuck, which is kind of funny. That's funny. Like, he just lives in a small apartment with like 8 dogs. People think I have fucking money. There is no fucking money. Anyway, he's my favorite part of the documentary.
Yeah, that lady in the Dale one. That fucking. Yeah. Oh, what a douchebag that woman was. Just a fucking douchebag.
Maybe
I knew she was
Harry
lying.
Potter all week.
Have you?
Yeah.
You're like my mom. My mom is obsessed with Harry Potter.
Well, what's obsessed mean? I mean, like, I haven't watched the movies in a while. They popped up on HBO Max, so I decided to go through them. I have one left. That's not obsessed. That's just liking them. I just like them.
My mother is obsessed with it for sure.
Okay, I believe you.
Oh my God. You know how some people have those like clean, unclean, like magnets on their fucking dishwasher?
Mm-hmm.
My mom just has like a Hogwarts thing on it. Like, her and my brother for his birthday went to Disney World, and they went to Harry Potter World. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
That had to be in Universal, because Disney doesn't own Harry Potter. But dude,
you know what I mean. On the same place, kind of.
I'd go to that.
I have no. I'm really excited, and I hope they continue construction on it for the Tron roller coaster at Disney World. They were supposed to put one in before coronavirus.
That'd be fun too.
Oh,
sure, it wouldn't be good for epileptic people.
No,
blinking lights. But that'd be fun.
I have a Tron tattoo, so and I want to get it finished before, if they ever make it, and go on the ride in like a muscle shirt. A see-through, almost a sheer muscle suit, or a shirt, so I can
sheer
that
mesh.
tattoo.
You should just only wear sheer mesh tank tops for now on.
Oh yes, I should.
Yeah, just only those, please, and we'll get you a nice necklace.
The biggest, gayest bear you've ever seen.
A tan and all the cologne, all of it.
Car, shit. We'll throw in some white diamonds just for some fanciness.
Sure. I don't care.
Up on your colognes.
Okay, I don't care. Whatever you want, man. It's up to you. But yeah, okay, sure. And the shortest shorts imaginable.
No, my dick's too big. My dick's too big.
I don't care. That makes it better. That's even more hilarious.
It looks like I have a squirrel in my shorts.
You just gonna wrap it around like a belt. So I read.
Use my balls like a bolo tie on the fucking belt, just hang it over.
Sure.
Loop it and make a tie. I think like an actual necktie design. I think.
Okay, sure.
Good times.
So all right, so let's talk about the Mayweather Paul thing.
Yeah. It's a farce. It was bullshit, and
what do people expect? I knew it. I've said it multiple times.
I'm just glad I didn't pay for it, dude. I'm gonna go on record. I didn't pay for it.
It's Floyd Mayweather playing patty cake with this kid. Like, what do people expect it to be? I said that multiple times. I'm like, what are people like? Oh man, I'm really pissed off about that fight. Like, what did you expect it to be? Like everything about it. They basically said this is what's gonna. I mean, we knew this was gonna happen, right? I mean, at least I did. And I thought that was pretty obvious to everybody, but apparently not. Favorite part though, what?
I knew it was a work the entire time. I was just hoping Floyd would have just.
I'm not talking about you.
He did to Ortiz.
I'm not talking about you.
Okay, good.
Okay, I'm talking about people who are pissed when they bought the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
what did you expect happening? No. And number one, Floyd Mayweather did exactly what you're supposed to do in an exhibition. It's an exhibition with a kid who isn't a boxer. So if he would have went out and crushed him, he would have been an asshole. So he just held him up for 8 rounds. So he just held him up, literally held him up at one point. Did you see that? Like a pretty like if he did not hold him up, he would have fell down. So what happened was he got hit with, I think, a right, and it looked like Logan Paul actually was down or out for a second. He would have been dropped. But they did so many tie-ups that Floyd actually tied him up. He basically said, "Oh, here you go, big fella. I got you, big fella," and waited for him to wake up, and then like pulled him back up, and then they kept fighting. So yeah, he just carried him the whole time. But that's kind of what I expected. I don't know what other people expected.
I honestly, I looked from it as a boxing purist, a guy who loves the sport, a guy who besides hockey,
but it's not what you expected.
No, it was exactly what I was expecting. Because again, I'm a pro wrestling fan, dude. Like my entire life has been a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
didn't Floyd Mayweather fight the Big Show?
He did. WrestleMania 26 in Florida. Used a chair on him and beat him that way. Was wearing MMA gloves, by the way.
Okay.
Which was kind of, or no, he had one MMA glove and one boxing glove. He kind of looked like what's his face?
Art Chimmerman.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, yeah, I knew this was going to be a fucking thing just because, again, I was going to say Jake Paul. Logan Paul can't really fight. Like, he proved that against KSI. We've all seen that fucking fight over and over again, or at least I have. I've watched that fight, I don't know, like probably
they
7 times.
They had 2 of them, so that was...
The first one especially.
Yeah, that one lost, the second one was a draw. They both sucked.
Yeah. Yeah. And Jake, I honestly think, got the talent.
In wrestling, or at least athletics. However, like everything else, he was ahead of his brother. His brother just kind of rode his coattails and everything. But boxing is the one thing that he's above Logan. Yeah, I mean, he can actually box a little bit. I don't think he's going to be Tyron Woodley. We'll talk about that a lot when that starts to happen.
Yeah, and I'm buying that one, by the way.
I probably will too. That's going to be a real fight.
We should do. You know what? We should do, honestly, get fights and watch drunk. That should be our first get fights and watch drunk.
I like Logan that name. Paul, or
Jake Paul.
Get fight and watch drunks because we're drunk.
This is true.
Fights. So you get the fights to watch. I don't know. Although alcohol and cigarette watch party would be kind of funny too.
Yes, because I'll buy a pack for that fucking fight.
I just sit here with one in my mouth the whole time. I won't light it.
Sunglasses on.
Yeah. Okay, so the thing now is Paulo Costa was supposed to fight Cannonier, right? He's not going to now. He pulled out. Now he's complaining about fighter pay. And listen, all the UFC fighters now are seeing what Jake Paul's doing and what Logan Paul is doing. What Logan Paul did for nothing, for playing patty cake. What Mayweather and Paul made for playing patty cake.
In front of a stadium.
Right.
That's what bothers me the most.
Yes. Well, I'll go to. I mean, a lot of sporting events I'll go to, and they have beer. They're fun. Whatever. I would have went to that, but buy it on paper.
Yeah, I would have went.
Yeah, Johnson get knocked out. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, good for him.
Good for him. Old Ocho Cinco, still in the game. But Francis Ngannou said, I think his quote was, "What are we doing wrong?" So a lot of fighters now are seeing that. Like, what the? How come we can't get that money, UFC? Oh, excuse me. Well, here's one thing. We've talked about it before, and I think this is pretty well known, and I'm assuming the fighters know this. The percentage of the UFC revenue that goes to fighters, what is it, like 20%? It's less than a lot less than boxing, and it's even less than Bellator, but Bellator also makes less money. So they pay. As far as what they could pay you and what they do pay you, it's lower than everybody else. And it just is. So as far as the big organizations and the big money-making fights, it's just, do you not know that already? That's just how they do things. So what are you going to do?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just the thing. Like, sure. Francis Ngannou and John Jones could probably make more money fighting each other independently, but they can't do that because they're under contract. But if they weren't, sure, they probably most would make, they could set that up and make it a pay-per-view, and they probably would make more money. Same thing with Conor, but that's not going to happen. Although I think Conor makes decent. He's doing all right for sure. He's actually the highest paid athlete in the world now, which is nuts.
That's funny.
It's not just. It's obviously not just UFC's endorsements and everything, but
in his investments that he's made. I mean, for a guy, I will say this dude, Conor McGregor. Hold on, wait. I gotta bring Stephen A. Smith in this. Conor McGregor has
That's racist.
Yeah, I got called one today on Facebook. It's a played out fucking thing. But
then stop being racist.
I'm not. That's the thing. It's a played out like umbrella term.
You gonna tell us you have black friends now?
No, I'm not one of those douche nozzles. I'm actually comfortable in my own skin, unlike a lot of people. But
you hear that song by that teenage band of Asian girls, that racist sexist boy song? When I heard that, I'm like, that's Ray. This is songs about Ray.
You have to send me it. I haven't heard it. Send me it. We'll review it next episode.
The video went viral, and then they got signed by an album that a record label that week, and they were on Kimmel like the next week.
Interesting. No idea. But what were we talking about before you called me racist?
No, I don't remember. Well, you called yourself racist, or someone else called you racist first.
Oh yeah, I got called racist today on Facebook.
Talking about fighter pay.
Oh yeah, with like, here's the thing about fighter pay, in my opinion, in the UFC, it's still a very, very young sport. A lot of people still don't take it seriously. The pay-per-view buys for what they are amazing. I'm not saying that not a lot of people watch UFC, but
that's not the number you should be looking at. You should be looking at how much of their revenue goes to fighter pay, and it's very little compared to other organizations.
How much
they could absolutely pay people more and be completely fine.
How much does it cost and Dana White has actually said that he takes care of people on like holidays and stuff like that.
That's probably true. But
he has.
These guys are saying, why aren't we making boxing numbers?
Because it's still a young sport. It's not. Boxing has reached a level of insane money because it's one of the oldest sports in the country. It's like at one point, the highest paid athletes in the United States were the world heavyweight boxing champion and 3 wrestlers, professional wrestlers. I'm not shitting you. I think it was in the 40s. And the whole thing about it is boxing is still that primal sport that people cling to because it's what they're used to. UFC, with especially the amount of property they now own, I know they're owned by WME, but they've got to pay fucking, people that they've or Endeavor or whatever the fuck it's called. They've got to pay the people that they represent in the sports world. They've got to do all this shit. So boxing
doesn't do any of that. Boxing doesn't shell out money to multiple promoters all the time. They do.
Well,
I'm not saying that you're saying that it's not
agreed upon.
It is a young sport. You're right. And boxing's been here forever. That's fine. And some of those big fights will make more money. That's fine too. But the number I'm talking about is the percentage of the revenue they make and how much of it goes to the fighters compared to boxing. Boxing is so much more than the UFC. The point is they could pay people more than they do and be completely fine. They just don't.
See, I think though
they choose not to.
I honestly think they
choose not to.
Again, with the fact that they own I mean, this is an absolute truth. Boxing also has still a high volume of corruption.
We know that.
The UFC is more managed. Like the UFC, actually, Dana controls everything.
Yeah, because
and knows how to pay people.
Right. It's a dictatorship, but it's
multiple
not the only
promotions
organization like that.
Yeah, multiple promotions, WBO, IBF, WBC, even the smaller level organizations that have their champions and all that shit. You got to make managers deal with managers, and money gets like, hey, we'll give you $50,000 right now if you agree to this. The UFC is, we're going to pay you exactly what we're going to pay.
Yeah, it's because the fighters, because of the way they have everything set up and the way they do things, the fighters have almost no leverage. I mean, guys try to hold out and it doesn't work very well. They don't get much more than they want. Like John Jones is trying to hold out now, and they're just saying whatever. So the thing is, the UFC figured that they don't have to pay people more, so they're not going to.
No,
because they don't. I mean, if they don't, they'll just find someone else to do it. So I'm sure Big Business Ray, this is a perfect example. Big Business Ray, you're like, pay him as little as possible, put the money in your own pockets. Yeah.
Yes.
That makes sense for Ray.
I'm really happy.
Yeah,
The
for
things,
sure. My
the
point
things,
is
blinking.
the biggest number is the percentage of revenue that they give to that's fighter pay. That's the biggest thing. But yes, they also have like no leverage to really negotiate very much. So they're just hoping on the goodwill of the UFC to pay them more when they go up and they deserve it. And they know they do have a pay structure a little bit, but when they get real big, they hope that they just. I mean, that's what you got to do. You got to not fight anymore. You're under contract, or even if you get out of your contract, you're gonna fight. Well, you know what? I will say that though. I mean, there has been some guys that at the end of their careers went over to Bellator and made more money. I know Rampage Jackson was one. He's not the only one.
Chael Sonnen was another one.
Right. That's why those guys are fighting in their 40s because they're making more money over there.
Yeah.
But okay, my point is that the fighters have a legitimate gripe. However, there's nothing they're going to be able to do about it unless they unionize, which would be very, very difficult to do. And I don't think it was going to happen anytime soon.
That's like comics trying to unionize. Good fucking luck, pal.
Yeah, for sure. And we ever talked to a guy that I said, if they would you cross the picket line? If they tried to strike the help fighter pay, and he's like, absolutely. I'm like, oh, that bummed me out a little bit. That's not the answer I was hoping for. Not the answer I was hoping for at all. But no, he's like, absolutely. I'm like, oh, all right. Well, that's the problem then. I mean, that's
why we stopped asking that question.
They can complain about it all they want, but it's not. I mean, in the UFC at least, it's not going to do anything unless someone comes around and is able to start a new promotion where they just pay people more and get those fighters. This is going to be very difficult to do because then they have to build up their own fighters and they have to promote fighters from the ground up and make their own stars, which is very difficult. And the UFC, they build up their stars and then they make the money off their stars. And yeah, they pay them a little bit more as the more they're winning or whatever. But they can pay them a lot more. They just don't have to, and the fighters have no leverage. So there you go. Boxing,
I don't think
ran a completely different way. They do, and that's why Floyd Mayweather can get what 10 million or whatever to play patty cake for the YouTube guy.
100,000 or 100 million. He made $100 million.
So they have a legitimate gripe, but it's
not
again. Actually, no one has more of a gripe with boxing than Clarissa Shields. She is the biggest one.
Yeah, but again, that comes from a different. If we want to throw around parlances of the day, that is a systemic problem because it's such a male-dominated sport.
It is. That's 100% true.
100%. It really is, and that's a systemic problem. Even though there are some really amazing female boxers out there, and I'm not one to get into like the systemic talk. Like I'm not that kind of guy, but like that is
there.
Yeah, and that's why I called it out because no matter it's like football.
I don't know how many people are going to ask for receipts on that for you. I was going to say like, oh, yeah, prove it. Prove that boxing's sexist.
I mean,
the thing what happened
Layla Ali. Need I say more? She was a low draw.
The reason Clarissa Shields is doing MMA is because she's not making any money in boxing.
Yeah.
And there's been times that she has drawn on pay-per-view male fighters and made a fraction of what they made, even though she's out. She had more pay-per-view buys. It's ridiculous.
Because people like a cat fight, and boxing in female form is not fun. MMA is a legitimate fight between two women.
We talked about this before. I think it's boxing's fault. I mean, I think it's not saying it's not an entertaining sport. It's boxing's fault. They just decided they didn't want to promote women. MMA did, starting with Strikeforce, and those other organizations, and it's what.
I was going to say, D-Rest does say this though. Can you live the rest of your life really well with $2 or $3 million? I could. I would live like a hermit. I would have Tim living in like one of the wings of my house. So I could with that too.
Hey, when I win this vaccine lottery this week, Ray, I'm gonna live off that as long as possible.
If I was to win that, I would.
People ask me for money. I'm like, no, I'm gonna need this for what? I'm like, for the rest of my life.
Jones and Ngannou, a bunch of others made so far.
We're not okay.
It's agreed.
Most of the time we talk about fighter pay, in the UFC, we're usually talking about the guys who are first in because they don't make shit, right? But those other guys, and then we're talking about guys like Ngannou and Jones. We're talking about them compared to the big money fights in boxing. We're talking about them compared to what Mayweather makes for playing patty cake with a YouTuber. That's what they're talking about. Not saying that $3 million isn't a lot of money. It just isn't compared to $100 million to play patty cake with a YouTuber. That's what they're saying.
Well, and I'm going to say
this. I think it's weird when people say, "Oh, you think $3 million isn't a lot of money?" It's not. It's not the point, really. It's not the point.
It like okay, and that is an apples and oranges kind of comparison because one, if this was Floyd Mayweather in his 20s doing something like this, I would tell him to go fuck himself. But
I don't blame Floyd Mayweather a bit. Dude, you wouldn't do that? Dude, I'd fight anyone for that much money. Anyone. And
also, D-Rest, no, Tim does not, and I'm on track to. Oh,
you really? That's good.
Yeah, I've been averaging decent paychecks. This one's gonna kind of suck by my standards now because I'm fucking, what do you call that word? Spoiled now with how much money I make.
Why haven't you moved out yet?
I'm an alcoholic, and I love, and I bought a TV and a Switch.
That'll do it. Yeah, and a bunch of drip.
Yes, the drip.
Drip. I still love that you didn't know what drip was. That's so funny. That might be one of my. We have to go back and find that clip for like the 100th episode show. Maybe no. Listen, I don't think I have it in me. You know what? I could probably do it. Just start going through the ones we have on YouTube and just trying to find. I mean, I'm not going to listen.
I think that was like 7 episodes ago. Something like that.
I'll just like skip around and see if I find something funny to make for a compilation. Someone had to put it together. But
I did buy some wrestling drip actually this or Sunday. There's a group in your favorite wrestling organization, Tim, All Elite Wrestling.
That's that one. Oh, I didn't tell you I watched a WWE match a couple weeks ago.
Which one?
It was a match. It was a black gentleman and a white gentleman. White gentleman was tall, had long hair.
Dark hair?
Long, maybe blonde. Maybe he's white. He's long hair. He had the word "bro" in his shorts.
Oh, Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle. Former, he's the former Tough alumni from the Ultimate Fighter. And Dana, it's kind of funny. He made.
He was a fighter. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was on the Ultimate Fighter, and Dana, and this is out of Matt Riddle's actual words because he used to come to Cleveland for Absolute Intense Wrestling, which is bringing fucking Papa Shango. I'm so excited. Oh my God, I'm so excited for that.
I believe that you're excited.
But no, yeah, Matt Riddle, like he had a couple UFC fights as well, and what he did is he left MMA to do pro wrestling, and Dana was like, good luck trying to make a lot of money on that wrestling bullshit, and he wound up making like $60,000 to $70,000 a year on the independent circuit. Was a world champion in a few organizations, and now he's in the WWE. But continue.
I'm trying to think of the guy. Is Xavier something? Maybe
Xavier Woods.
Is he a black gentleman?
With like an afro, like hair, funky like tights and stuff.
I think that sounds right. That sounds right.
Yeah, Xavier Woods is really cool. I've seen him live.
And you know what? I didn't mind it. It wasn't bad. They're both really athletic guys, and they have some nice moves in there. And that's the part I appreciate. I appreciate the athleticism and everything that is part of that. What was I going to say? I don't know that backstory. I don't really care about, because I just turned it on. I think it was SmackDown or Raw. It was a Monday. Whatever was on Mondays.
Monday Night Raw. Yeah.
Okay. So I watched that for a minute, and I don't remember who won.
I gotta say, man, this. Outside of going to local like wrestling shows, I don't think I'm ever gonna go to like a big wrestling taping ever again. Because
I want to go to a UFC show. We need to get that done this year.
Yeah,
it'll be next year when they get out of the Apex.
I was thinking next year show trip to Vegas and we do UFC. I'll bring my friend Shauna. You can bring a lady friend and we'll get separate rooms and
probably won't happen. Trust no one.
But you don't have any like chicks you can just text and be like, "Hey, you want to go to Vegas?"
No.
Really?
No, I don't. I mean, all the people I know for the most part. Most of them.
Well, I don't know your personal dealings, sir.
Listen, the other day the Indians game, you met a bunch of people that I hang out with the most, and that's about it. It's that people and the comic people for the most part. That's it.
See, I need some
and
kind
my
of
buddy
like
Alan, who you met
life.
via the podcast. So,
and
no, I don't really go out anymore. I don't really meet people. It's not really. I don't know. I'm depressed. I don't feel like doing it. Rather just sit here, watch television, and on Tuesdays and sometimes Fridays, drink bourbon and talk to you about bullshit. So, that said, can we do Friday? We're gonna do Friday.
Yes, because it's a big show.
Yeah, big show.
Big
UFC
show.
The big show. Yeah, that's gonna be 263. Where is that? Is that in Glendale?
It's it's Glendale, Arizona. And it'll be Marvin Vettori versus Israel Stylebender Adesanya for the UFC's 185-pound title. And we'll have opinions on it because we'll just talk the entire card because this is massive. Nate Diaz is making his return. Really excited. I made up.
What if he wins?
What if he wins? He deserves the title shot. He deserves finally to get a title shot.
The thing is, he might get it because everyone loves him and he make a lot of money.
Dude, that would be such a draw. But we'll talk. We'll talk about that more. Get your thoughts together for Friday.
No, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? He's going to get the title shot, Ray. Okay, and then he's going to win the title. He's going to shock the world and beat Usman. Then Conor McGregor is going to beat Poirier and Oliveira, and then the trilogy fight is going to be for two champions together, and it's the trilogy fight between Diaz and McGregor, and the UFC is going to have just a giant load of cash coming out of their penis.
Oh my God! If Conor,
and the craziest.
I'm not gonna lie.
You know what? It seems like so many things work out for the UFC like that. Because I mean, listen, they'll make money either way, but they make the most possible money in that scenario. And watch that. And listen, I want that to happen too. It'd be great. I don't think it's gonna happen because I love Usman. He's the man. But that's gonna be hard for. I don't think Conor's gonna beat Poirier. So either way,
it's gonna be the winner of Colby versus Usman because Colby's already been anointed the number one contender.
I'm saying eventually, right? Also, because in this scenario, Conor would have to beat Poirier, then beat Oliveira also. So this would be talking about like sometime next year. That fight would happen. It's not going to happen, but man, that would be all the pieces falling into the perfect place.
I honestly, I think it's
it happens for them a lot.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, that's the reason. One of the reasons. I mean, listen, if Stephan Bonner versus Forrest Griffin was a sleeper fight, that would have set that sport back like many years, handful of years probably.
If that would have been imagine that fight being just a lay fest, like a Habib fight, just boring.
Yeah, like this card going on. The Georgian guy, what was his name? Dalize and Strapoli.
Oh, Dalize.
Yeah, that one. If it was that, yes, we wouldn't be here talking about it. I don't know. Maybe it would have been so many years behind, at least 4 or 5 years. That's my guess. It would be.
We definitely would be talking UFC right now. Like I don't think the UFC would be around.
They needed that, right? Because they were in trouble then, and that's when it turned around. Yeah. Started to turn around right then. Oh, I was going to ask you this. We're on episode 88, so I was thinking, I'm like, what was UFC 88? Do you remember? You have a guess? UFC 88?
88?
September 6, 2008, from State Farm Arena.
Oh, I was probably watching that.
I think I was too. I'm looking at this main card. This is a good card.
Let me look it up too, because
I wanted you to guess, Ray.
UFC 88. It was in September of 2008.
Yes.
Fuck. I'm gonna say
I wasn't watching this because I didn't get into it till after that.
I probably was watching. It was probably one of my first UFCs because we started me and my buddy John, who bought the Habib hat. Shout out to John. You're a piece of shit for buying that hat, and I can't wait to give you $175 to fucking burn that in front of you. It's my plan when I go to his house. I'm gonna have $175 in cash and go, here's $10 more than what you paid for it. And that's way too much and generous for me to burn this in your fucking
this is what happens when single guys have disposable income in their 30s.
Yeah. You get cocky, son. You get really cocky. Like, you want to talk about, man, I'm going to tell you, making the money I do now, and it's not great. I'm not making like world beating money, but I could pay rent on what I'm making right now. But like, to me, there's nothing that screams big dick energy when you look at your fucking paycheck and you're like, oh, I made this? What? Holy shit. And yeah, that gives you the confidence to hand somebody $175 at UFC 260 watch party at his house to burn it in his backyard. Like, that's what I'm going to do.
I'm also not a rich man, but I can tell you this: I at least have enough money in my account currently that I still haven't cashed my stimulus check. It came in physical form, and I still have it. I haven't cashed it yet. I mean, I need it. I need it, but I need. I'm gonna cash it. I just keep forgetting about it, and like I don't. Yeah. So it's like I have more than $1,400. Is basically what I'm saying. But not much more.
Shit, that's a bad 2-week paycheck for me. It's $1,400.
Oh, look, my name's Rhett. You know what? You hate every second of it, so it's fine.
See, here's the thing. I love my job. Full disclosure, I work in pest control.
You just hate people.
I hate people outside of my route.
Okay.
Like, I have a set route of monthly shit. I have a set route of like quarterly customers and all that shit. I hate anybody outside of that because they don't pay me. Like, okay. That's how I look at it. Like, I hate humanity. I love my comedy friends. I love every single person that I've met in comedy, you know, regardless of how they feel about me. I love them to death because we've been through the same just awful shows together or anything like that. Civilians outside of people that listen to this podcast can suck a dick. I don't like people. I don't like people, man. Dude, I'll tell you a real quick story that made me realize I hate humanity. There's a church down the road from me that's a Catholic church. They had a festival going on last weekend.
Okay.
And there was an inordinate, for the past couple years, amount of foot traffic.
Okay.
Inordinate. Like, way too many fucking people.
What do they have? What do they have there, man? They have like Skillet playing. What do they have, man? Why do so many people go over there?
It's one of those, like, I don't know if Uricksville or New Philly has like any kind of like stuff like that.
Yeah, we have tons, but it's not a church thing. We have, Canal Days was 2 weeks ago. Last weekend was the Railroad Festival in Denison. First Town Days is coming up, but it's not church thing. But anyway,
hold on, I need to address this. Africa Mumbata. You're a wonderful name, by the way. I love this dude's name. For you info, nobody is looking to this podcast. I mean, we have regular people, and you're right. I'm not gonna lie, but we have our core. I appreciate it, Africa.
Yeah, I know. We're well aware of what's happening here, and we say it all the time. We're having fun, so whatever. We're just keep on keeping on.
But
also, we're gorgeous and fantastic. So I mean, once people realize who we are, it's gonna go through the fucking roof.
Oh, fuck yeah. I have and I mean, look at me with my just movie star good looks. This is the best friend of the best friend of the girlfriend.
Sure.
Tim, show your lotion. I want to see. Do you have lotion on you by any chance?
No, I have no idea what he means by that. What do you mean?
Okay.
Like I have a bottle of Jergens under the table. Well, I do look like the guy that I'm just doing that. Every once in a while, you'll see me just stare into a corner that's like this, and that's what I'm doing. You can't see my hands. That's what I'm doing. Yes.
Watching the director's cut of Debbie Does Dallas off camera.
Sure. Why not? I mean, maybe he's talking like a Buffalo Bill kind of thing, like to push the lotion in his skin. I don't know. There's no lotion here. I don't care. The people I kidnap can be all chappy. I don't really care.
Well, I was about to say that you do have that girl in your well. Last time I was at your house,
but I don't care. I don't care about her. I don't care about her skin. That's not what I'm looking for. You know, I just want someone to talk to. That's what she's there for. She's just a sounding board for jokes. Kind of like you. When I don't talk to you, I talk to her. That's what she's down there. So I don't care if she puts lotion on her skin. I make her wear sunscreen. And that's only because I don't want her to get hurt. I don't want her to get sun cancer. Skin cancer.
and we made him laugh, so we broke the fucker. Ha ha, Africa Mombada.
Hey, don't call people names. Now talk about your church festival you were talking about.
Oh,
hey people.
Yeah. So I'm going over to my friend's house in Menor, and it's I have to stop with this fucking comment because I know you probably do it way more than that because you're so lonely.
No, actually I don't, because my testosterone's so low that I don't even bother anymore. Yeah.
We need to get you on tee shots. Let's see if we can get you on some like tee shots.
Maybe. Yeah. Honestly, I'm so depressed and sad and lazy that I just don't bother with it anymore. I wake up in the morning, on my hiss will be gone in 30 seconds. And it's gone in 30 seconds. I'm like, all right, going back to bed. Boom. That's it. So yeah, I just don't have it in me anymore. Not, I mean, no, if I did, I would, but I just don't have it in me anymore.
What, 3?
Yeah.
Jesus, you have that low. Like, I want to see.
Well, I'm in terrible shape. That's why. I'm in terrible. It's not just my age, just because of how terrible shape I'm in.
This is true. I mean, you do have playable with tits, and that's what we like about you.
And I'm breathing heavy, sitting in a chair. Although I often have to yell at you, so that takes a lot of breath.
This is true.
Although that is my favorite part usually when we get in the good. We had one earlier. Anyway, let's talk about what you're talking about, but the Christians. Let's get back to the Catholic festival.
The day I realized I hated humanity. Like I was going to my friend's house. Her grandma just died, so I was trying to get some sympathy, trying to throw some sympathy dick, obviously. And
as one does.
As one does. And this fucking town I live in on a Saturday at 3 p.m. has a parade on a main thoroughfare. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're fucking up traffic. Like, I don't give a shit anymore about people. I just want the traffic not to be stopped or have to be rerouted because, little Johnny got a birthday and they're going to celebrate it in the town square. Like, I don't really give a shit anymore, Tim. It's starting to really piss me off. Like, humanity is just meh.
I'm sorry. Though I do have to respond to Africa. Listen, I wish I was lying. I would gladly tell you if I was like had it in me to do it 8 times a day. Like I just do every time I tell Ray I have to go to the bathroom. I'm actually just doing that. I'm rubbing another one out. I wish I had that in me. I just don't. I don't. I would gladly tell you if that was the truth, man. Like I said, it's more embarrassing to me to tell you that I don't have it in me anymore. I just don't care anymore.
Your hand is smoking.
Every once in a while, I force myself for prostate health. That's it.
So that's when you lick your finger and stick it in, or is that?
Yeah, well, well, I told you the cucumber apparatus that I made. I showed you that, right? I sent you the blueprints. Have you made yours yet?
No, I don't need to talk about. I don't have a cardboard box to stick that thing through. So
yeah, it's that, and you have to get the special kind of glue because you can't use Elmer's, and it's like, and also you can't use like the super glue, Gorilla glue. You can't use that because that'd be a real problem. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, point is, don't use that in your cucumber apparatus. Anyway, Ray, we're the best. We're the best show. We sometimes talk about fights, but not that often. Well, about half the time.
Yeah, and we've made it an hour. We got another hour to go, possibly.
That's true. That's true. And we haven't even gotten to the real good stuff. We haven't gotten to the card yet.
Yeah. Which I have pulled up. But
another thing I was going to get into that I forgot about. That's all right. Not important.
What's the topic?
I don't know. What we were talking about before. Oh, well, you hate people? Oh, no. Yeah. I think I was just going to say something about, like, my dad has been... He works frontier and communications, and he's been in people's houses for like 30 years.
Yeah,
and he's gotten through it, and he's not really that guy who really likes to do that, but he's done it. So,
and that's why I like my gig, man. Like that's why I love my gig is I get in and I'm out in like a half an hour max. Like I do, yeah, I do what I got to do and fucking party, man. Like it's the best gig in the world because of the fact that I get to go to other people's houses. And I think I've talked about this on this podcast. Like my job has really affected my political views in a good way. Cause like, I don't like look at Democrat, Republican or whatever. I just look at people who have
everybody sucks. Is that what you're saying? Like everyone sucks?
Okay. It depends. I mean, If you live in Pepper Pike, you're not on my high list.
I don't understand that reference. I'm not
all day, son.
Okay. Were you there during the battle of Shaker Heights?
Pepper Pike's sort of a rich hoity-toity area.
Okay.
What's the guy
Battle of
from
Shaker Heights was a
Roseanne who played the gay guy?
John Goodman.
What?
John Goodman?
I never saw the movie.
What are you talking about? Oh, okay. You're talking about Battle of Shaker Heights? Oh, no, Shia LaBeouf's in
Battle
that.
of Shaker Heights.
Smart. Yeah. And I don't know who you're talking about.
I saw that one movie or that one TV show that was based in Shaker Heights. It was like a
Normal
racist
Ohio?
white lady. And
I don't know. Oh,
no.
Hot in Cleveland? Hot in Cleveland.
No. That was a good show.
Not Hot in Cleveland either?
Mm-mm.
Okay, whatever. I don't know. We don't know what we're talking about. Let's talk about a fight or something. Or we can do Hero of the Week. Or we can talk about
if you want to do Hero of the Week, we can definitely do Hero of the Week. I'm down for that always. So,
all right. Well, here's the thing about
before you do that, to anybody watching, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, turn that on because you'll get an exact time of when we're going to go live. Thank you as always to the MMA Holes. MMA Holes or the MMAholes.com is where you want to go for our live streams every time. Leave a WW for wonderful. You have found us through the lovely website known as the MMAholes.com. Shout out to them. We need to hit them up and do a crossover episode.
I don't think they have any interest in it.
They could. You never know.
We can keep asking to see if they'll let us pop on their show, help us out. They're already helping us out by just, shouting us out every once in a while, putting us on their website. But they may let us hang out because they do long shows. They may. Well, we'll go get a hold of them. We'll ask. We can pop on there.
Mm-hmm.
They probably let us. Anyway.
But yes, as always, though, thank you guys. And make sure to follow us on social media.
Okay, it's time for Tim's Hero of the Week. And as I always say every week, no matter who I give Hero of the Week to, the real Hero of the Week every week is our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So we just want to make sure we put that one through. As always, I don't know if I say it enough, but okay, Ray knows. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Honorable mention. What I missed? I missed a comment.
No, just the way you were like, okay, that bombed. I'm gonna move on.
No, it didn't bomb. It felt fine. It felt good. No, I was being serious. Number one. Anyway, what I'm saying, Raymond, is okay. Honorable mention. Team USA baseball. Honorable mention for Hero of the Week. They qualified for the Olympics. I was a little worried about that because, last year before COVID hit, I was seriously thinking about going to Arizona and watching that tournament. They had it in Florida. I just kind of snuck up on me. I didn't realize it was happening. But they won their tournaments. They got the 5th spot out of 6 spots in the Olympics. What's interesting is like who's on that team, because it's like guys 25 and under and guys 35 and over. Like it's like the best minor leaguers that their team affiliate will let them play for Team USA. The Indians have 2 guys, 2 AAA guys on the team, pitchers, and then it's like old guys who got kind of not necessarily aren't good enough to be in Major League Baseball anymore, but they got priced out because there's a veteran minimum, right? So it's not like David Robertson can't get guys out. It's just like, will he do that much better than like a young guy we're paying peanuts, and we have to give him at least the veteran minimum? So they got priced out. But the David Robertson's on the team, Todd Frazier, who was recently with your Pirates. He's with your Pirates. He got DFA'd, and he had a great game. He had a home run, I think, and a double. Played third base. Anyway, they made the Olympics. That's good. I'm excited for that baseball tournament because they have some good players in the team. So hopefully they can win a gold medal. That's fun. So actual Hero of the Week this week is the state of Montana. State of Montana. For no reason. Montana did nothing. They did nothing at all. They're just getting hero status because they have a cool name. And I say that because there's a couple ladies named Montana that did really cool stuff. And because they're named after that big state, they get Hero of the Week. Do you remember the Big Montana from Arby's? That was the shit. That's also a great sandwich.
I've never really had Arby's.
Did he? Arby's way too much. I don't think it surprises anyone, but yeah, it's it does. Anyway, it doesn't. Anyway, Montana De La Rosa we're talking about in a little bit. She had a TKO win in against Lipsky lady. In the UFC card. She looked great. And this week, Montana Fouts, Oklahoma University. Or is it University of Oklahoma? I'm not sure. Either way, Oklahoma Sooners. She threw a no-hitter or the perfect game in the College World Series, which that's a big deal. That's their tournament, and she kicked ass. And like I said, it's going to be a lot of baseball. It's going to be a lot of baseball this time of year. It's going to be. That's what I pay attention to most is baseball. And the thing is,
nobody cares about broads. We all know that. Nobody.
We talked all the time. I'm a fan of softball. All right. I'm a fan of it. Anyway, State of Montana gets Hero of the Week. It's not as exciting as other ones, but State of Montana Hero of the Week. I'll try to be better next week.
As I'm knocking up, there goes cans. Good times. Big business.
My favorite part of the episode is when we get sloppy.
Oh, it's starting already, and I've eaten 3 meals today, which means I'm dehydrated. That's
my thing. I had 5 shots in this thing because that's how much was left in my bottle. I'm like, I'm just gonna leave a little bit, and it ended up being almost 5 shots. So I'm like, oh geesh, so, yeah, I'm gonna have to get more too. So that's gonna be a thing.
I already had 2 double proper and Mountain Dew Major Melon. I would love for them to be a sponsor of the Bro Plata.
We take anybody. Somebody's checks bounce. Looking at you, Walter's anal bleach suppositories.
Yeah, that was a sad day.
Yeah,
and 3 cents. Like they bounced on 3 cents.
I know, right?
How is the suppository game like?
I'm not surprised because they try to whittle me down to 2. They tried to. They called and said, "Can we give you 2 this month?" We're like, "What? No, come on."
Yeah, no. I'll take 2.5 cents to start, but like we got to get up to $1 at some point. It's got to be like
I kept forgetting. We never got to this. Did you look it up? UFC 88.
Yes, I did, and I
wanted you to guess, you cheater.
But I did see this pay-per-view. I was at Quaker Steak and Lube.
This was a good fight.
This is a
very
good fight
in the history of the UFC. Rashad Evans TKO win over Chuck Liddell. Was that the beginning of the end for Chuck Liddell or the end of the end?
I think that was the end of the end.
Well, the end of the end was Rich Franklin.
Yes, but like I really think like after that loss to Rashad Evans, it was pretty much like the stone had been removed from the bigger stone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I have UFC Fight Pass. I need to go back and watch some of these fights. Matt Hamill, Rich Franklin was in that card. Dan Henderson,
Nate Marquardt.
Yeah. Someone came in Matt Brown.
Yes. What was the prelim card on that?
That was way before Matt Brown got his legs. Kurt Pellegrino was in the prelim card. Tim Bosch.
I was about to say I just saw Tim Bosch, Jason McDonald. Tim Boach used to be like a personal inside joke with my buddy John and I because of UFC Undisputed 2010. We would always be in the 185-pound division, and Tim Boach at one point was a 185er, and he just kept beating us with back fists. So we called it the Boach back fist because like because we just couldn't beat fucking Tim Boach. And shout out to that game because Tim Boach gets a shout out by Joe Rogan going, Tim Boach is for real. And you're like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, he is. I mean, like his biggest win came in 2012 against Hector Lombard.
Mm-hmm.
But oh man, it just looked like he had that stretch where he beat Kendall Grove, Nick Ring, Yushin Okami, and Hector Lombard. He was up there, man. He was on a run. That's a big run.
Yeah, Tim's one of those
Nick
guys.
Ring, remember Nick Ring from The Ultimate Fighter?
Barely. Oh, speaking of which, we lost an Ultimate Fighter alumni recently.
Did we?
Today, I believe. Let me look it up. Tough.
I haven't been watching Tough. I will. I have no reason not to get to other than I'm not super interested in it. I will watch it so we can talk about it on the podcast. You don't have to. We'll just do like a Tim's Tough review or something.
Yeah, it was Dane Sayers died.
Dane Sayers died?
Yeah, today or yesterday.
He was Native American, right? That's what I'm thinking of, right? Because he talked about that a lot when he fought. I'm not just bringing it up randomly. So I remember him. How did he die? Oh, he didn't die like one. I guess I don't know a lot about him. I don't want to speak out of turn.
I'll read the article and we'll get to it.
Okay.
Dane Sayers, former contestant on The Ultimate Fighter, has died. Sayers competed on season 12 of UFC's show, died unexpectedly over the weekend. And then it said, said to MMA Fighting, this is a quote. It is with a heavy heart we announce the tragic passing of Dane Sayers, nicknamed Red Horse. Cause of death is currently unknown, but local radio station WZFG released a statement that Sayers was pulled from the Red River in Fargo, North Dakota, but details from the autopsy have yet to be released. So we will continue with that story as it develops. I'm thinking suicide, CTE related suicide. It could be.
Well, listen, the first thing I thought of, and I feel like if I say, like, I don't know enough about him, if this is even close. So I'm not going to say this happened, but I'm just going to say it's unrelated, that there is people, so I hear that life is rough on some of these Indian reservations for people, and a lot of that happens. A lot of depression, a lot of alcoholism. I don't know if Fargo could absolutely be. I don't know if that has anything to do with him. For me, just thinking that it could be, it sounds like a little bit racist. But you know what? I wasn't trying to make that kind of. I was trying to make this. I was just wondering. First thing I thought of, maybe that was part of it. I don't know. My point is, things can be rough for people. Life is tough. I hope it's all right. I hope it's all right. I hope his family's okay. Is what I'm trying to say. It's a bummer because I do remember him. I do remember Dane Sayers, and I remember that much about him. I remember that he was very proud Native American fighter and talked about that a lot. I don't remember his weight class. He was smaller, right?
I believe so. Yes, his last fight actually was for Ken Shamrock's Valor.
Okay.
It's. And I didn't realize that, by the way, did you know that Paul Varlins died?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Did we? That's how many episodes we do. Like, I don't remember the polar bear fucking dying. Like, I don't remember.
He died of COVID.
Yeah. Oh, Paul Varlins.
Yeah, because he was a pioneer. That man. Hats off to all those guys.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Those fights are still fun to watch. Some of them are sleepers, but not all. Paul Varlins has some good fights. He's a really big dude. I think his fight with Tank Abbott I think Tank beat him, but it was a good fight.
Yeah, you look back at some of the fighters and you're amazed. Like some of and even we talk about Matt. You mentioned, this is when we get sloppy. Pat Miletich, on that video, we talked about Matt Hughes. Matt Hughes is probably one of the greatest tragedy stories in the history of mixed martial arts.
He's doing better now, though, which is
good. But
at first I thought son. Yeah, I know, but he's out and about, and he'll talk to people. I think I don't know if he'll do a podcast, but I would love.
I was about to say, do you want me to text Pat and see if he will?
Well, any of his guys, Jens Paul. Listen. Yeah, why haven't we done that? Because Pat was cool with us, and we were cool with Pat. Pretty sure we'd have him be like, "Hey, Pat, can you? Anybody else?" I don't know. What I hear is like the old school guys will pretty much talk to anybody because they don't want people to forget who they are. So we need to start getting on those guys. And I have got a hold of a couple of them, but I haven't heard anything back. Tank Abbott a while ago. I still don't talk to Tank Abbott. A lot. Butterbean. Butterbean did get back to us. We'll try him again later this year, maybe. Anyway, we should be trying. What are we talking about before that?
Titties.
Fighters that died. Yeah, Paul Varlins and Jens Palmer. I would love. Listen, okay, it's on Spotify. If you haven't heard the interview with Pat Miletich, it's on Spotify and whatever every other. Not all. I don't think. I think we have like 20 episodes not up there because Ray is Ray.
Yeah. I'm a lazy.
Well, we definitely have the Pat Miletich episodes up there.
Yes.
He talked about, he has a story a lot of good stories. So one is about him chasing a tornado with Jens Pulver.
Yeah.
Which is great. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, this is the greatest story I've ever heard. Yeah, it was awesome. And I mean, the thing is, he has more of those. I want to have him back on talk. I just wanted him to tell us all his good stories because he has tons of them. And that's kind of what we're just trying to do, is trying to just kind of get out of his way, except for Ray talking too much, which I called him out for multiple times.
Well, yeah. You should have called me out during the episode. That would have been kind of
funny. I tried to, but I couldn't talk over you. And if you weren't talking, he was talking.
I was nervous.
I know. And I forgive
You're talking
you.
to a legend.
I forgive you. So I'm just saying, learn from your mistake.
Thank you,
especially Daddy. A guy like that will just keep talking. Sometimes, you realize that sometimes in some of the interviews we've done, we need to do more, by the way. We're being very lazy. And I don't know who to ask anymore. Some people you need to talk more. Sometimes you don't have to talk at all. We need to, I want to have Isaiah Watkins back. I want to do, like I said, I want to do movie reviews with Isaiah Watkins.
I was every couple weeks talking him up yesterday.
Tell us about a movie you saw recently or something.
Have you seen The Conjuring, by the way? Have you seen the new Conjuring?
No, I'm not into it. I never watched any of them. That's not my kind of thing.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It was I from not really watching any of the Conjuring universe stuff.
Not a horror movie guy.
It's more of a suspense movie than it is anything. It's not like super scary.
I watched the It movies, and that wasn't. They were okay.
Dude, they're so good. Like, those are some of my favorite movies of all time. Is the It series. I want them to do more. I want them to kind of like build the universe.
Will. If it too made money, they'll make more.
I want them to start doing the Stephen King cocaine universe and like remake Maximum Overdrive. I want them to with the original soundtrack, like pay AC/DC for the rights to that soundtrack again.
Notice how AC/DC wrote them a new soundtrack.
Oh my God, that would be so dope. That would be so dope.
They do it, man. Come on. What else are they doing? AC/DC shit.
But you gotta have Who Made Who opening that movie up. If you don't, you're not doing service.
Who made it? Yeah, you know what? Listen, I think I heard so much AC/DC growing up that I'm kind of like, this is all the same. However, like you just mentioned Who Made Who, and I'm just like, Who Made Who? I'm like, yeah, what a damn good song. Who Made Who?
I actually saw them. Not to get sentimental and take this on a weird thing, but we're here.
Are you gonna tell a story? Because I'm gonna go get more drink.
Yeah, go get a drink and turn the show on so you know what the fuck I'm talking about on your phone. You son of a bitch.
All right.
I do it for you. You bastard. I don't really do it. I just wanted to make you feel bad.
You just want us to have like one more viewer.
Yes. But I got to see AC/DC. It was the last concert I ever went to with my dad. Yeah. It was the same day that the University of Texas played OSU, Ohio State University. Sorry, the Ohio State University. And that hand of Tim just pulling was awesome. But this was the last concert I ever went to with my father before he passed away was AC/DC. And I remember vibrating for days afterwards. It was like the music was so intense and it was so draining to be at that show that I don't know how to describe it, really. It was one of the greatest concerts I've ever been to in my life. Top 5, at least. But yeah, it's always a sentimental one for me, that AC/DC show, because it was the last show I ever went to with my dad. And it was a lot of fun. Like, oh my God, so good. They had like a whole lot of Rosie inflatable. A train was part of their set, which was dope. A bunch. It was just, AC/DC just fucking rules. One of my favorite bands ever. And I love the movie Maximum Overdrive because it has AC/DC music. And if they ever remade or like added it to this It universe or whatever, I would fucking shit my pants if they made a Maximum Overdrive 2, or a remake of Maximum Overdrive, because it's so fucking good. It's so bad, but it's so fucking good. Emilio Estevez is in it. How do you not love Emilio? How do you not love Emilio, people watching at home? If you say that you do not like Emilio Estevez, you do not like Men at Work. You do not like Men at Work at all. Actually, there are people watching. Tim Danko's trying to be like, there's nobody watching right now. I see people are watching. I have control of everything. I have control, Tim Danko. Yes, people are watching, and they are enjoying us. It's how we do it. I mean, why? Why do you gotta shit on our parade, Tim? You son of a bitch. Anyway, look at my bottomless cup, everybody. It's wonderful. As we're waiting for Tim to finish up with his happy juice, we're going to be talking about Rosenstrike versus Sakai coming up. Really good fight all around. I like the main card was dope. We talked about Montana De La Rosa. We're going to talk about that fight as we get more into it. And again, thank you guys for being here. Give us a thumbs up. Thumbs up and a subscribe. We're done with the Tim's Hero of the Week, hopefully forever. You know, that's how it's supposed to go. And just give us a thumbs up. Give us a subscribe. Make sure to tell your friends that we exist, because if you tell your friends that we exist 3 times, we show up at your house and do the podcast live. Usually, I mean, sometimes I'm at work when it happens and people get really mad, but it does happen. I'm telling the people, if they say Bro Plata 3 times in a mirror, we actually show up in their house and do the podcast. It's usually how it goes.
You know what the thing is? If we knew that someone mentioned us 3 times to anyone, even a mirror, we probably would drive out to wherever they are and do the podcast. And they're like, if anyone wants it bad enough, it's probably not too hard to entice us to do it. So
we're available for birthday parties, bat mitzvahs, bar mitzvahs.
All I want, man, is I don't know what we have to do. We just have to keep doing what we're doing. I don't expect it to happen anytime soon, but I want to be able to do live shows.
Yes,
with people there. That'd be so much fun. We could probably already put a crappy one together with our friends, and it might be kind of fun. But maybe we will do that. Do that. Maybe. But that would be fun. Anyway, I think I put some more bourbon in here, but I didn't have very much Coke left. Let's see what this tastes like.
Bourbon.
She's strong, but she's all right.
It sounds like your drink's a boat. She's strong and she'll make it through the wind. Your hands
I didn't send
you that. Counting your money, Mr. Hooper.
I didn't send you that video of me and my buddy Alan almost dying in a boat and us singing Bowling for Soup songs in the sea shanty format. 8 o'clock Monday night and I'm waiting. It was like that. There's a video. I'll send it to you. It's ridiculous. And
she's the girl that all the bad boys want.
Kind of like that. It's like,
have I ever told you my love for sea shanties, by the way?
I like them too. Listen, I like harmonization.
Yeah.
I like male voices. Nothing against female voices.
You sexist. How dare you?
Male voices harmonizing together is great. Oh, you know what song I heard on the radio? I forgot how damn good it was. Talking about female voices. Free Your Mind by En Vogue.
Oh yeah,
forget how good this is. It's a rock. You know, it's a rock song. It's guitar, and then they have the vocals in it are cool. They do the thing in the pre-chorus is really cool. It's a really good song. En Vogue is badass. Like they have a lot of great shit. What's the name of that song? Don't Let Go. Don't Let Go is an amazing song. Yeah. Anyway, he actually put En Vogue together. He was a guy. You know,
I don't know if he's watching, but he'll enjoy that reference.
It probably was just like a crotchety old man with a cigar in his mouth putting En Vogue together, saying extremely racist things that he's putting together. I don't want to guess what he said. I'm assuming it wasn't great. Why don't I think this absolutely would happen? I don't know. Hopefully it wasn't, but anyway, En Vogue is great shit. That's basically what I'm saying. What's it gonna be? I used to do a bit where I sang that song. It wasn't a very good bit. It worked some places, but it wasn't very good. It was not very clever at all. But it was just
Like most of your act.
It worked in some. I have some clever shit, you know. I am still super proud of a really old joke that I still do. Although it's corny, but I think the line, it's just the one I say about the or best offer.
Yeah,
I think this is a great line. I'm like, that might be one of the cleverer lines I ever came out with.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you want to talk about fights, buddy?
Not really.
Okay. We can always talk about like 90s girl bands. Salt and Pepper versus
did a song with Invoke, right?
With Invoke.
Never gonna get it. That one.
No, you're never gonna get it. Not this time.
Never gonna get it. Great
song. That was one of my favorite drive around songs in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Like,
which one was our buddy and Sean in? DJ Michael Hunt.
Oh, Grand Theft Auto 3.
Okay.
Yeah. That was 2 before Grand.
I do want to make an announcement. Can I make an announcement without talking to you about it? I kind of did a little bit. So our second show every week is going to be a little different. We're going to try Fridays. If not, I mean, you know, we do stand up. So Fridays are sometimes tough. But Tuesdays are usually good. So we're always
here on Tuesdays.
Tuesday 7:05 Eastern time. If one of us can't do it, the other one will do it by themselves or get someone else. Or if we know both of us aren't going to be around on a Tuesday, we'll get two. That'd be hilarious. We'll get 2 people to do our show for us, and they probably won't talk about fights at all. They'll just do a podcast and talk to each other. But that would be funny. We'll give you a show. At least once we'll do that, and that'd actually be funny. Ray and I both aren't available on a Tuesday, so we get like Dwayne Duke and Anthony Savat to do it.
That would be. Oh my god, I want to produce that show. More than anything.
Listen, it would probably happen. Like if we know you have like a week's notice or something, or a few days notice at least. That'd be awesome. That'd be hilarious. They don't talk about fighting at all. They probably won't, but
a really effeminate but tough as fuck black dude talking with a like lumberjack accountant. I love it.
Right. I wouldn't. You don't fuck with Dwayne Duke for sure.
Oh fuck no! Dwayne's one of my favorite people in the world, and I will.
Me too. I love that dude.
When I first started,
he's usually down to get drunk, which is always fun.
What I love about Dwayne is how did you meet Dwayne? And for those of you that don't know who he is, Dwayne is an amazing comic. He runs the Midwest Queer Fest, which he
wouldn't let me into the Midwest Queer Fest. I tried to get it in one year. He wouldn't let me in.
But Dwayne's a great fucking guy, and
I love Dwayne. He's hilarious. He's absolutely one of my favorite people. I'm always excited to see him when I'm at a show somewhere. I'm always excited to see Dwayne.
When was the first time you met Dwayne? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was 2000, maybe 13 or 12 or 13.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I've been around a long time.
Oh yeah, okay. You're like 2 years ahead of me. So
it was that I wasn't doing comedy for like 8 months, and I didn't know if I wanted to start doing it again. And I met my buddy was doing the Vortex in Akron, which is that old strip club that Sean Boy used to do a show at. You ever do those? Some of them.
No,
were really
that's before my time.
Okay, some of those were pretty fun. Anyway, I won a contest there once. It was some of them were fun. Anyway, they were doing a contest, but he asked if I would judge because I didn't feel like going up because I haven't been up in a while, and that's when I met Dwayne for the first time, and he was hilarious. I don't know how much I talked to him then, but that's that's the first I remember that being the first time I met him. And then like there's times like I said before, 2016 I went to Nashville with my buddy Alan, who's been on the podcast, and Dwayne just happened to be there, so we met up with Dwayne, hung out with Dwayne all day, which is always fun because Dwayne's a fun guy.
I met Dwayne my first year in the first year doing this, which was like.
Were you about to say The Business?
Yeah, I was. Because that's what I refer to it as. That's what I refer to wrestling as.
To call it The Business.
The business. It's like a hip hop song. I feel like all of a sudden Bedrock should be playing in the background. The business. I like a long head, thick red bone. It's a good song.
This is why we need a producer to be in our ear, being like, "Hey guys, move along."
Next subject, please.
You don't forget, guys, to talk about Carissa Shields, which we need to. What are we on right now? Who are you talking about now? Did we forget already?
Dwayne Duke.
Dwayne Duke. Okay, finish Dwayne. Finish Dwayne up. Finish him off.
I met him randomly in like the summer of the first year I was doing comedy at LVT. He had been like on the road for a while and finally
He's
came
always
back
on the road. He does one of those guys that does those like really hard grinding DIY, do it yourself tours.
Mostly the South too, which is hilarious.
Yeah, and he's always got. He goes everywhere. That guy works hard as about anyone I know. Him and Keith Bergman are like they do that a lot. They're always on like grinding on the road doing bar shows in every city in America. And I fucking love him for it.
I paid Keith Bergman. Like he headlined one of my shows.
Yeah, so have I. I've caught him multiple times.
Yeah, and I would definitely do it again if I had my own show again. I'd book Keith as a headliner.
The last show I had, Keith was my headliner. The last one I had.
Mine was Tyler Ross, believe it or not. He was my best headliner ever.
Tyler got funny, man.
I love Tyler. I've known Tyler since he was like, I want to say like 9 or 10 because he played hockey.
Really? Yeah. I didn't know he played hockey.
Yeah, we played at the same place for a while. He was obviously younger, and his sister had like that young girl crush where she was always like on the older guy kind of thing. And then like my brother dated her. It was a weird thing that was unintentional. And I love Tyler. Tyler's one of my favorite dudes of all time.
I like Tyler too.
He's funny as fuck. Check out at Tyler Ross. He's just a great dude.
Another guy who's worked really hard.
Yes, he has,
and got funny because I mean, like he'll tell you, he struggled for a really long time.
Oh yeah,
but he kept getting better. And I remember one time when I finally saw one of those things click for him. When I saw him, like, dude, this guy fucking works hard, and yeah, it's great. Anyway, episode 54 of Bro Plata is with Dwayne Duke. We had to cut it short because we had technical issues, but there's some funny stuff on there. I will have Dwayne back on. Listen, like I said, if we need a co-host or whatever, I'm calling. If depending on what's going on, either if I can't get somebody who is in the fights, I'll get Dwayne. So.
And I'd be glad to give up my seat for a day for Dwayne.
Same here.
Sorry, drinking caffeinated beverages too fast.
It's all right.
Or not caffeinated, but carbonated.
Before we talk about the fights that happened, I want to talk about one that's happening Thursday.
Yes. PFL.
Clarissa Shields making her long-anticipated debut.
Is that going to be available on Paramount Plus?
ESPN.
ESPN? All right, then I will be watching that fight that night.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what happens. It's an interesting fight to have. Brittany Elkins is 3-6. She's a jiu-jitsu brown belt, I think. She's a good ground game. She also fought monsters. She fought Kayla Harrison. And that ended how you think it would. Excuse me. Oh
God, however, we're gonna watch Tim die on air.
Yeah, right. So the most obvious thing in the world would be to say if Elkins can get her to the ground, she'll win the fight. And yeah, that's probably true. Obviously, that's just the obvious part. But then you're thinking, okay, well, why did they put her up against Clarissa Shields if she has a ground game and she doesn't have a ground game? I watched a couple of her fights. She has she stands really square when she strikes, and she has zero head movement. So I think she's like she's going to be like a big bullseye for Clarissa Shields. And listen, she's absolutely someone that can beat her because she absolutely has some skills that she does not. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens if she gets in a bad position. I would love to see that. I'd love to see Clarissa Shields get taken down and her get back up. That'd be amazing. And it's much better for PFL if she wins. So they did pick her. They're paying her to lose. I mean, not on purpose, but they she hope not. But they picked her to lose. But she's, like I said, she has sneaky skill. So even though she's 3-6, she's lost to really tough people, and she's not a complete pushover. But I think Clarissa Shields will beat her. I think she'll TKO her. But we'll see, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
like I said, I mean, listen, if she doesn't do a better, if she doesn't either shoot right away, which is 100% probably the best thing to do. I hope she has a little bit better head movement than I've seen in the past because she has none. Like I said, she's a big bullseye for Clarissa Shields to hit her in the chin. So.
No, I agree. And I hope Clarissa does win because it'll be a stepping stone to higher things. Eventually I want to see the Kayla Harrison Clarissa Shields fight. That's 4 gold medals.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
And especially coming from the boxing world, it's going to be, I hope this doesn't end like Couture versus Tony. That would suck an ass.
I don't think it's going. Look, listen, James Toney was looking for a payday. He was not. I don't even think he was training wrestling, and they gave him a terrible opponent. I mean, Randy Couture is a good wrestler. No, I mean terrible as far as for him. It was a terrible matchup.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he called it for money wise. He called it out. But I remember watching that, and that was what was the main event? Was BJ Penn and Edgar, one of those fights.
Yeah.
Right? And I remember watching that at my buddy's house, and yeah, it was bad. It was bad. He took him down, and you're just like, all right, well, there's that.
Yeah, I think I went and had a cigarette. I went to Quaker Steak and Lube in Menor for that one.
And it is sad that there are some MMA fans who just know James Toney from that.
Yeah, I luckily I knew him from the Knockout Kings games because he was in those, and then I would watch some of his fights when they'd replay during like a free weekend on HBO and shit like that. Back when like cable would do those things.
This is something that's off subject. However, I think I was at some point. Yeah, that's new. We're off subject for us. But I think it was one of the things I was trying to think of earlier. I don't remember when. Anyway, there's a guy that I'm still trying to get on this podcast. I just don't know. He'll do it. I think we'll do it. I just don't know how to get a hold of him. He doesn't have any social media. The one person I knew that may have his phone number didn't. So I'm just trying to find this guy. Nikolai Fierta, the boxer.
Yeah.
He's from Akron. He's the only guy still to fight Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. I recently watched his fight with Tyson Fury. Watch that fight. It's on YouTube.
Okay. Send it to me after the show.
One of the shadiest stoppages. Like, listen, Fierta had a great round. I'm like, oh man, he may have a chance to knock this guy out. And then Tyson started coming back, and then all of a sudden the ref stopped the fight. I'm like, what? Why?
Again, D-Rest brought it up earlier, bro. Construction.
Maybe. I mean, he did go. I think he was in Ireland.
Corruption.
Yeah, he's in Belfast. He was in that's Northern Ireland, right? He was in Belfast. Yeah, he went over from Akron to Belfast to fight Tyson Fury, who was the draw, the big draw, and lost. But he had, I mean, maybe the one my buddy's podcast he did talk about that fight a little bit because they didn't really watch it. They didn't know too much about boxing, so they didn't ask a lot, but he did say he hated that stoppage. So I would have talked to him about that fight.
Yeah.
Because that, like I said, I mean, when I first heard it, I'm like, well, everybody says that. But I watched it, I'm like, wow. Yeah, I'm like, I don't get it at all. He was on his feet.
Yeah, send me the
I
link.
will.
I'll watch it, and we'll talk about it next episode.
He's one of the very few people. Deontay Wilder's one. He may be the only, I don't know, other one that really rocked. I don't think he knocked him down, but he really rocked him. He hit him hard a bunch of times. There's a round that he would look like he may finish him. He looked great. But it happens. And anyway, Nikolai Fierta, he's a guy who's a journeyman. He fought all kinds of tough people. The Klitschko's brought him out to train for Fury, I believe, because he fought Tyson. So they brought him out to Russia to train with them. Very well respected as far as boxers go. Never had a big, huge win, but very well respected. And really,
I would imagine
he used to come to comedy shows. He's a super nice dude. I met him before. Super nice dude. So I think we'll do it. I just got to figure out how to get a hold of him.
I'm gonna
send him a letter.
See what I can do.
I'm gonna look up his address on Google.
Oh,
I'm gonna send him a letter. Dear sir, it's gonna be written on parchment.
My dearest Nicholas.
Pen. Dearest Nikolai, I hope this letter finds you well.
We would like to invite you to be a part of our recorded radio show.
I hope the last season of the plague has gone past you. Something like that. You can definitely write an old-timey war letter.
I lost my family and my dog to the COVID.
And
would like to know if you would come on
There's a bit that I need to write. I think it'll be a good bit, but I have to actually write it. And I'm very, very lazy. But I used to my friend bartended in Kent, and when I was there, I used to write her when it was busy. I used to write her like old timey war letters on napkins. Like, dearest Jessica, I hope this letter finds you. And it'd just be making fun of everything that was happening in the bar. And yeah, and she's like, those are hilarious. I sent it to her, and then did she like be able? She go get me through my shift. I'm like, that's the point. But I think I can make a bit about that if I just had. I don't remember what they said. I just had to write. I had to write one, and then do a bit like that. It'd be kind of like what Sean Lynch does with his bit. With the Tinder bit, we just got like all kinds of crazy stuff in it. But yeah, that's
we were fucking in the bathroom of a Wendy's.
Yeah, pretty much.
He starts doing that voice. We decided to make it to have some nookie.
I love that bit so much. It's against Sean, everybody. Sean Lynch. I think there's a video of it, but every time he does it, it's different because that's how Sean is. I don't know how to explain him. I don't know how to explain him. He's just. I love him. He's great. He's one of my favorite people on earth.
Last time I talked to him, I think it was like 2 months ago. I was at work and he was at work. He wasn't doing stand up, but he's got a pretty dope job. I'm not gonna lie.
Right now, what's he doing right now?
I think he's like a wine guy. He works at a winery.
Oh, that's cool.
And then he's doing shows now again in New York, and I'm gonna hit him up probably for next year, possibly get us both booked on it. But I want to ask you this question because Casey Jones are one of our good friends, one of the OGs. Little Debbie or Hostess?
Oh man, I don't know. I honestly nowadays I don't really fuck with either of them.
Really?
I'm not a big sweets guy.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know, man. Well, man, that's tough because Hostess had the Twinkies, right? And Little Debbie was like the oatmeal cookie things, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's tough. I think I'll go with Little Debbie. It's pretty tough though. It's tough. It's a tough one.
Hold on, I have to look up exactly who makes said.
What snowballs? That's Hostess.
Oh no, it's not the taste, it's the consistency.
That's from the movie.
But let me look up who makes this because I'll make a final decision based on this. Oh, Little Debbie all day. Because they make one of my favorite desserts of all time.
Fig Newton.
Fig Newtons are dope.
They're interesting, man. I haven't had a Fig Newton in a long time.
Neither have I. I haven't had a Fig Newton in probably, 15 years. But zebra cakes. Fucking zebra cakes, homie.
Yeah, you know what, man? Now I want a big glass of milk and a zebra cake.
I had zebra cakes a couple weeks ago at work. It was one of the best days of my life. I'm not gonna.
Now I want one of those oatmeal cookies and a zebra cake. Like I didn't even think about that before. Like Twinkies are good, but I was never a big Twinkie fan. They're okay.
Really?
Not my favorite compared to things like you got it right, man. Zebra cakes and those oatmeal cookie things. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Little Debbie.
Yeah, Little Debbie wins all day. Like Hostess. MMA holes, by the way, stopping in. What's up, fellas? Nothing,
fellas? Man. We're doing our normal thing on Tuesday. We're drinking too much and talking about. We haven't quite started talking about the fights last Saturday. We're about to, but
yes.
What did we say earlier? Oh yeah, what's what does Ray want? Ray
crocodiles are pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I like crocodiles.
Ray was. Can we come on your show? We want to pop on your show when you're up for a little bit, just hang out, whatever.
Since you guys are watching right now, we would like.
Or you can come on here too. Either way, I mean, I don't think you have the time to come on here, but we would love to. Yeah, something or whatever. I mean, you guys have long shows, so pop on for a minute, talk a little crap, like we do. I'll tell everybody all of Ray's opinions are wrong, which is true, 100% true. It is true.
It is a very true statement.
Debbie,
Hostess though has the Twinkie, so like those are.
Now they think about it, man. I'm not really a big Twinkie fan.
I love Twinkies,
dude. Did I tell you that was my nickname at Pee Wee football? Was the Twinkie?
I can so see that being your nickname.
I did not enjoy it. Was not my favorite. Yeah, I know. Dank the Tank I had for a little bit. Like what I did well, I was Dank the Tank. And the other day I was the Twinkie.
I love, Twinkies to me are some of the best shit ever. Oh, Swiss rolls.
Swiss
Son,
rolls.
a good Swiss roll after a big rip off a nice fat juicy bowl. Oh
Man. You know what would be fun? Now I'm just thinking about it. I mean, it was just a random question, but we've
good
like
club chain, by the way. D-Rest. The Funny Bone is I don't know.
I've never been to a Funny Bone.
Neither have I.
But I mean, I know I have no friends that work there, so it's good. There's one. The hub of Funny Bone is in Columbus, and I have never been there. I should probably go there. And there's one in Toledo. There's one in Columbus and one in Toledo. Both of them are hauls for me, but they're doable. Like, especially at the car now, should work out. What are you doing?
I've always actually I think Dave Landau, a buddy of ours, was at a Funny Bone recently in like north of Columbus, if I'm not mistaken.
What do you mean? It wasn't Columbus, or was
it? It was the Columbus Funny Bone.
Okay, that's the hub. Yeah, because apparently, if you want to get booked in all the Funny Bones, you have to go to Columbus, and they have to see you in Columbus first. So that's the hub. But I've never been down there. I might just go for like their open mics or whatever. Look at that heart. You know what that meant? That meant like bless your heart. You want to be on our show.
Well, yeah. I mean,
it's like, oh, you guys. You keep doing your thing, you drunk bastards. All right. Yeah. We do what we do. We have fun. It's all right. It's cool. We love you. Again, we love you guys for helping us out. It's awesome. You don't have to do that. This helps us a ton, and we love you for it 100%. Like a lot. I mean, like, we're super grateful for everyone that listens to us ever.
You guys are the reason we got a bump in our subscriptions and all.
Also, the reason why we kind of settled on being a live show, because I didn't really love it, but then all of a sudden, you helped us out, and then we're like, okay, we're a live show now. So, all right, cool.
Look at us sounding like boyfriends that want to come back to the ex. It's
right. You guys are adorable. I know we are adorable, aren't we? Okay.
Can I sleep on your couch?
All right. So all right. Let's talk about these fights.
Yeah, let's talk about these fights.
I want to start at the beginning. Can we start at the beginning?
We can absolutely start at the beginning, but let me always, as we do,
like Julie Andrews says, start the very beginning. Very beginning. That's a very good place to start.
But let's show the car or the lovely poster that the UFC takes a lot of time to put together. Yes, we're talking about UFC Vegas 28, if I can speak. Let's go.
Knowing the UFC, you figure they probably have great graphic designers that get paid well, but I feel like part of me feels like they get all their posters made on Fiverr for like $6. Hey, these people are just as good, and they'll charge us $11 instead of $1,200. So hey, let's do this, man. Pocket it. Go into the casino. This fight, I don't want to talk about all the prelims, but I wanted to talk about this one because I said at when we talked about it before that I really hope this would be a scramble fest, a really fun grappling match. It wasn't quite what I mean. Listen, it was a grappling match, but it wasn't the kind I wanted. Right? It wasn't a like I said, the Denny's, the Lobster Fest of Denny's, the Scramble Fest that I was hoping for. It was more of a stalemate. Jordan Levitt looked like. I mean, I feel like he would have been great when he fighting back in the day in those no time limit fights, because it looks like he was just like waiting. He'd be on his back and sitting and waiting patiently, which may be a decent quality to have, but not so much in a 15-minute fight, man. Like it looked like he was just kind of sitting there and waiting to see what would pop up, and nothing really did. And Pulis, Senor Claudio, just kind of grinded him out on top. He definitely wanted a decision, but this my point is, I don't know. I was disappointed. I was really hoping it was going to be an exciting grappling fest, but it wasn't. It was kind of a stalemate because they're both very good. That happens a lot. And I mean, I probably, you and me, because we know a little bit about grappling, that we and people who are big fans of MMA would maybe appreciate some of the things because we saw there's good transitions and whatnot, but there wasn't a lot of them. There's a lot of stalemates, a lot of holding guys in position. It wasn't super entertaining. Jordan Levitt, that's his first loss. He'll be better. He'll be fun. He'll be comeback. He'll be fun. But good win for Mr. Claudio against a very good grappler. He out-grappled a good grappler.
Well, and I mean, I did not watch this fight. I'll admit it. But when I did see the result, and I was sad for Jordan, especially coming off of such a huge adrenaline dump that was that win during the pandemic. And still, I have nightmares about that slam to this day, sir. Like that haunts me in my bones. Like what you ever grind your teeth so much you wake up and there's like dried blood on your lip?
I don't know, maybe, but okay.
Well, I was about to say that's what that slam did to me. It gave me like I felt like my head had been ruptured watching that fucking fight.
Did you watch the fight and your lips started bleeding? That's weird.
No. Usually, I'm just saying in general.
Doc, every time I see a badass knockout, my lip just bleeds for no reason. That's weird. That's weird.
No, yeah, I grind my teeth a lot and like clench because mental health and
you're fine.
No, I'm really not, buddy. But
shit, I'm in the same boat.
But no, yeah, that slam, and for him to lose, I mean, yeah, it's his first loss in the UFC. I think that was his debut, if I remember correctly, when he slammed.
Yeah, he had a Contender Series fight, but yeah.
So I mean, for him to have such a big thing, and I'm not surprised that there was a little bit of a hangover after that.
I don't know if it was that as much as it was a weird strategy.
Yeah,
it was weird. Well, you didn't see the fight, so you me. I'm the one who saw the fight. All right, don't you me. You can me when you watch the fights. You can me when you watch the fights. Okay.
Okay.
You watch the fight. It's just it was weird strategy. I think he'll go back to the drawing board and figure some stuff out. But like I said, he was fighting like he was in a jiu-jitsu match with a very long time limit when he was just kind of sitting and waiting for something to open up. But you can't really do that in MMA especially not a 15-minute 3-round fight.
No.
Okay. That one I don't want to talk about. This one. How you say it? Mana Fiorot, and Tabitha Ricci. This Fiorot, I think you're saying it correct. It's French. Fiorot.
Maybe Fiorot because ROT is like an O in France.
Listen, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row now. She is 7-1. She lost her first pro fight and the split decision after that. She's been killing ladies. She is nasty. She is so I don't really remember her last couple fights. Or last fight in the UFC, she won by a head kick and punches. That would have been that was recently. It was in January. So we probably talked about her already. Anyway, she's a nasty lady in the flyweight division. I'm so excited to see her. I think she got her with a big right and then finished her. It was great. Actually, she finished her on the feet, I believe. Yeah. But it doesn't matter because she was absolutely done. Richie was done. But this chick is nasty, and I'm really excited to see what she does after this. How old is she, Ray? It's not that important. She's older. She's 31. It doesn't matter. She's been killing ladies. I wonder what her background was before that. Was she a kickboxer? I'm not sure. I have to look that up later. But she's a badass. She's from Nice, France.
Yes.
And badass. Yeah, she's awesome. She's nasty, really nasty. I love this. Let's fight. Did you see this?
I did not. I did not watch. I think I watched the Alir Latifi fight. That's when I came in. I missed the Trinaldo fight, which makes me sad because I like Francisco Trinaldo. If it wasn't for Francisco Trinaldo, I would not know who my favorite fighter of all time is in Yancy Medeiros. Because him and Yancey had a war at UFC 186, I believe, was the one that's
here's your one chance, Yancey, don't let me down.
I say, here's your one chance, Lancey, Lancey. Fuck.
Yeah, Ray, all you had to do. Listen, here's a song. I believe they say it twice in a song in a row. So all you had to do is just do it correctly. And then you made it and mess it up. He said Lancey. You were watching too much Lance Armstrong documentaries.
It was up to me, and I let everyone down, and my mom's not going to move me uptown. Sad now. God damn it.
How's that new dancing dress?
It's
Anyway.
satin and it's pretty. Okay.
Anyway, Mason Jones versus Alan Patrick. Right? It's like, to me, that's Alan Patrick. It's Alan Patrick. He lives down the road. No, it's Patrick. Anyway, Mason Jones from Wales is a badass. I think he trains with Alpha Male. It's a featherweight, lightweight. Sorry, it's lightweight. He was beating this guy's ass until the second round. 2 minutes 14 seconds in, he hit him in the eye. He poked him in the eye to the point that Patrick could not see, and they made it a no contest. It's a bummer. I don't think it's going to hurt Jones too much because everybody knows how much. I don't think they're going to run this back. He was beating the guy's ass. He was about to finish him. I don't think he would have got out of that round, honestly. But you can't see, you can't see. So, I mean, if you couldn't see, then, good on him for not lying about it, because I don't want anyone to fight when they can't see. I know some people may think differently. Raymond, when guys to fight when they can't see, you got one good eye, you're fine.
God big damn it, let me big business in. If you can't fight, continue.
If you can't fight, continue.
That with one eye, God damn it.
Anyway, only pussies say they can't fight. Anyway, Mason Jones is great. I'm assuming he's going to get it probably a level up, in competition, because he's a monster, and he deserves it. Although he didn't technically get a win, he doesn't get the win money, I don't think. And I don't know, maybe they're being nice to him and give it to him. I'm not sure. Did I watch that one? Okay. No, did I watch these? Bozer and Latifi. Latifi did just better than him. That's the easiest way to say that.
That was one of the fights that I watched, and when I saw Alir Latifi, I think it was second round, is when I came in, and he was dominating, and then I took a break for a minute, came back. It was the third, and Latifi was still doing what he was doing. Alir Latifi to me is a guy who I love the fact that he can eke out wins like that, even if it was a split decision. And to be honest with you, like, he's had his time in the UFC. He's a really great fighter. I'm not taking anything away from him in that aspect. But like, it's always nice to see a guy like Alir Latifi come in, because you're you always get, he's one of those adrenaline fighters where you're like, oh my God, Alir Latifi's fighting. Let's party. Like, you get happy when you see him on a card. So I'm always happy to see him fight.
I'm on to MMAHills.com. What are we doing wrong? It's just if it's just us being ourselves, then that's fine, because that makes sense, right?
But let's talk though. I want to talk about this fight because it was one of the first full fights I watched.
I didn't even see the. I'm not sorry. Sorry. I'm just looking at the comments now, and they said call in on Monday, or perhaps we can do a Skype call.
Well, yeah. I was gonna message them after the show, sir. I wasn't gonna bring out the whole.
I didn't. No. I didn't see it, so okay.
It's okay.
They're great. Yeah, we can on Wednesdays tomorrow.
We'll hit you guys up after the show for sure.
For sure.
But let's talk about Montana De La Rosa.
She looked good, man. She looked good against
ass in there and beating the shit.
Listen, I mean, we talk about it all the time, and I don't want to sound like a creep, but there's a lot of beautiful ladies in the UFC and beautiful men as well. We talk about that all the time. Ariana Lipsky, man.
Fuckers.
Ariana Lipsky is gorgeous. She's just I'm not trying to make it creepy. I'm just giving you a compliment. I'm just like, you're gorgeous lady. She's gorgeous lady. Brazilians, a lot of them. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I guess that. Yeah,
we're lonely, sir.
You know what? What do you expect us to do?
But no, I will say this. I noticed that Lipsky was a little bit compromised after De La Rosa started dropping elbows down. If you go back and watch that fight, Lipsky's eyes are blinking way too much for somebody who thinks they know where they're at.
She definitely got caught for sure.
She got cut right here off an elbow by De La Rosa, and all of a sudden you just see this with Lipsky's eyes. Like, that's all you kept seeing.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, for me, I knew that Montana was on her way to winning. Plus, she did it from guard, which is impressive. And then slowly wore her down in the second round to get that TKO in mount. technically like standing mount almost, because she was like, it was almost, she could have gone for an arm bar if she really wanted to.
Yeah, she's a nasty grappler against someone who's also a nasty grappler. I mean, Lipsky last year had that great straight knee bar. That that hamstring. Oh man, I just watching that fight, my hamstring was screaming just watching it. I'm like, oh, it hurt so bad. It hurt so bad. It was a great submission. And I also feel bad for Ariana Lipsky, because apparently she may or may not have been dating Colby Covington, and Colby Covington said some very not nice things about. He said he wouldn't take the Leon Edwards fight, I believe it was, because he was, quote unquote, this is his words, balls deep in her. And she did not like that, because she's a person. And that's not how you're supposed to talk about people. So
that's just when keeping it real goes wrong. Like that's
I understand Colby Covington's a character, but you can't do that with the lady you're seeing. You can't do that.
You can.
Man. Like that, unless she's into it, unless she's cool with it. You can't be like, hey, I'm sorry, man.
If she's not, then don't do it.
The thing is, you got to run either way. You got to run a buyer first.
Oh yeah, like I run by. I don't know if you've ever done this with like a girl. Well, I don't know when the last time you had a girlfriend. Probably high school.
Shut up, man. But I was engaged. You asshole.
Were you? What was his name?
Bray, come on. Listen. Come on. It's not 2004. It's not a funny
I'm not
joke
trying to
anymore.
be like it's 2004. I'm just being what I like to call myself. And but
2004.
I am actually.
Oh, you knew I was engaged.
I don't remember that.
I was. You know I was.
But no, yeah, man. Like if you want to shit talk, yeah, it's the same thing with like running jokes by a significant other, you know. And especially if it's about them, you want to be like, "Hey, I'm about to say some fucked up shit. You cool with this?" Even if they say
some people
no,
aren't. Some people aren't. It's fine. It's fine. Like some people can roast battle each other, and some can't. You know, it's fine. But yeah, anyway, apparently she wasn't into it, so it was a weird move. So okay, Hodo or. You say it.
Dusko Todorovic taking on Gregory Rodriguez. This is a good fight.
It was a really good fight. I think they got this one right. Dude, this Rodriguez dude, he's some pop, man. He's big, he's strong, he kept going forward. I liked him a lot. And Todorovic also looked good as well. He's with 10-1. 10-1. Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh, the shots he took. The shots that guy took, a concrete chin, this guy. I tell you what, fam. For sure. And it was great. It was fun. But Rodriguez kept coming forward and a lot of big bombs. He probably was pretty pissed off to put this guy away. But listen, man, UFC, some of these guys have amazing chins. What are you going to do? But he looked good. And I think they got the fight correct. I had it 30-27. I believe 2 out of the 3 judges had it the same. One had 29-28. But I think Rodriguez looked fantastic. And got a really great win against a really tough dude. Watch out for this dude. And 185. Oh, dropped my phone.
Oh, God damn it. Let me look it up. You gotta make me look up everything because I'm the technical guy. I don't see any weights. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. But yeah, Rodriguez absolutely won this fight.
Yeah, 185.
Todorovic though really did like have a like Russian zombie quality to him, where he just kept he was like Drago.
I mean, he was Serbian. He is Serbian, but whatever.
Okay, Russian. Yeah, then Russian zombie. I mean, he took some legit shots from Rodriguez that like a lot of guys would probably crumble under, but this fucking snow runner just kept like going through everything and really showing the fact that he has a chin, and I like that about him. I remember I was in my bed watching this fight and just enthralled by the amount of just like he was like the fucking ShamWow. He absorbed so much. Like, I don't know how the hell this dude took the shots he did at all. It's crazy to watch this fight again.
The ShamWow reference. That's funny. Because a week ago, when I was fishing with my buddy and we rented a boat, and he asked, because it was raining, he asked if the kids who were running the marina could give him a towel, and they're like, we have a ShamWow. I'm like, ShamWow. I haven't heard the word ShamWow in a while.
Nah.
Not a great story, but that's why I remember ShamWow. The ShamWow.
Actually, do you remember what was the uncensored comedy movie from like 2000? Do you remember that?
It was called that. I'm sure it was.
Yeah,
amazing.
It was like something like the uncensored comedy movie. It had Vince from ShamWow in blackface.
Gonna say, I'm sure it was amazing and super edgy and the best. Yeah,
it had a lot of poop.
Sure did.
For normal 90s 2000 stuff.
A lot of those movies, like, listen, scary movies, this parody movie, were actually funny. The first couple were actually legitimately funny because it was the first of the parody movies that I remember. And Not Another Teen Movie was also really funny. I love Not Another Teen Movie. The other parody movie, superhero movie or disaster movie, garbage.
Yes,
garbage. But some of those were funny. Not Another Teen Movie with Captain America, Chris Evans, and scary movie. The first one, the Wayans Brothers movie, is good. Something else. What happened?
I was about to say, I'm so excited though for tomorrow. I'm waking up super early and watching Loki episode 1. Like, I'm so pumped.
Dude, don't even give me fake spoilers. Just don't. I'll get to it. All right? Probably tomorrow at some point. But
that's gonna be my new thing online. Actually, is I'm gonna start just posting.
Okay, but make sure nothing's even close.
Well,
use Paul Rubens a lot. I like that. I like that strategy. Use Paul Rubens a lot. Didn't expect Paul Rubens to play. Blah blah blah.
I'm gonna use like deep cuts of like superhero genre, like the superhero genre, just because I think what did I end? Oh, I 1 week pissed off a comic because they thought it was a real spoiler for Falcon and the Winter Soldier by saying that they introduced MODOK into the thing, and I got like 5 or 6 hate comments.
Have you been watching MODOK?
No, I want to though. I'm gonna wait till the season ends.
I've done a few of them. I'll get through it. It's funny. It is funny. It's different, but the animation's also different. But it is funny. It is legitimately funny. Is it the funniest thing I ever saw? No, not at all. But it's pretty funny. It's good.
Well, it's Patton Oswalt. I mean, it's already kind of a hit.
Love him. Man, I actually might go see him in Cleveland. He's doing a arena tour or something. But I might. That's like the one comic I would love to go see.
Yeah, they're giving away free tickets on MMS, the local rock station. So I'm going to try and win them during the week, so I can see Patton Oswalt, because I've never seen Patton Oswalt.
Also, neither have I. But also, I'm kind of curious. I've never seen a comic at that big a venue before. So
I've never seen it, but I've seen like advertisements for it.
Yeah, and I know it happens, but no, I mean, like, I've never been there and see what it's like to have like 15,000
comedy in the round kind of stuff.
Yeah, and 15,000 people, whatever it is. But if there's anyone, I would like either. Where is it? Wallstein? Or I don't know.
No, I think it's. I don't know.
It's not important either way. Rogan did Wallstein. He may do the Romo Fio. I don't know.
I would hope.
Either way, he's like. Usually it doesn't seem worth it for me to, but he's one of the few comics I'd go see him, and because I really want to see what it's like in a big giant venue like that. That's such a big venue.
I'm saluting Casey Jones for having 2 grams of dab. You fucking amazing soldier, you in the weed business. Atta boy. I just have a pen. That's all I got. But
so this next fight.
Yeah,
this was this is the this one was fun. Fun till Daddy took the T-bird away. This one was great.
I love you for that Beach Boy reference. That was nice. That was slipped in so good. Oh, buddy.
Then you ruined it by calling it out.
No, well, no, because it has to, because it was so good. Like that deserves accolades. Like you should sit on the Viking chairs of Valhalla for how you shoehorned that in. So like Al Bundy couldn't put a shoe on that good. Like that was really fucking amazing, sir.
Oh well,
I'm showing respect where respect is due. That's what that is.
The things that oppress Frey. Anyway, this fight was so good.
Oh,
Back and forth, and I was look at number one, Santiago. How you say that?
Ponzinibbio.
Ponzinibbio. He looked like the old Santiago, which is great because he didn't look like that in his last fight. Maybe a little ring rust, whatever. And he fought a legitimate, true blue chip guy in undefeated Miguel Baeza. And it was a great fight back and forth. Santiago looked so good. It was so great to see him look like himself. And this is back and forth. And they stunned each other. I thought maybe Miguel was going to have him in the second round. It's very close. I think they got the decision right. But it was so fun and so great. And I have many suggestions for Santiago's new nickname. He has a new one. It's like the
the Argentinian dagger.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay.
That's amazing because it's also named after their fighter jets.
I understand that, and it is a good nickname. However, with his last name, he has so many. The Pawns. That's one. That's one, right? The Pawns, right? Also, the Scheme.
I was actually gonna go there next. This is why we're friends. I understand now why we're good friends. You get it.
It's Ponzi and it's Ponzinibbio.
Oh my god. I lost it. I had
also,
something.
You know what, dude? That's a great nickname. Even if it's not a pun, that's just a good nickname for somebody. The Scheme.
The Scheme is a dope nickname.
Anyway, by the way, one of the people we've had on the show before fought last weekend. I didn't know this till recently, and or else I probably would have tried to get him on again. Lucas Mass fought in Alabama.
Yeah,
Saturday.
I saw that on Facebook. I think.
I don't know what happened specifically. All I know is that he did not win. Yeah, you know what though? He works really hard, and he's 0-2. But listen, it's okay. Right, if he's still in it, it still wants, and he's a good guy. He's a talented guy. Yeah, it's not a good start to his pro career, 0-2. However, he's a tough dude. Like it's up to him. It's up, his mindset. If he wants it, he wants it hard. He'll be fine. I mean, you win 4. You have to go on a run. You have to go on a little bit of a run. It's going to take a little longer than maybe you wanted it to in the beginning, but and also he's fighting tough guys apparently. So I know the first guy he fought was definitely tough. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with him. I wish him nothing but the best of luck. He's awesome. We had a great interview with him. He's on YouTube somewhere. The interview with Lucas Mass, one of our first handful of interviews. He was great. He was a lot of fun. He's a nice guy, and I wanted him to win. He did not win, but we hope he gets it together and wins in the future.
Yeah, for sure. Because and from the fights that I've seen of Lucas's, he's a really good fighter. Obviously, going 0-2 right now is not a good idea. But I mean, he's still a young guy.
Dude, he could, if he wanted to, he could have found 2 tomato cans to fight, but he's fighting real fighters.
Yeah, I know he wanted to try a Khabib record, but everybody can't be Khabib Nurmagomedov.
No, he didn't do that. That's what I'm saying. He didn't do that. What you say he does.
Well, but I'm saying I'm agreeing with you, saying that he could have gone the route of Khabib Nurmagomedov and pad his record with guys that quit MMA like right after fucking fighting him. Which
I know a guy who has a couple of those, but it was like
a couple. No, like 15.
I'm not talking about Khabib.
Oh, okay.
Let me back up. I said I know a guy personally who has some of those fights, but it was never his fault. You look up, I got the time record wise, the fights made a lot of sense, and then after that, like the guy either lost a bunch of fights or quit.
Yeah,
or like I know one was just like a step-in opponent, so it wasn't on purpose, but it just looks like that. So anyway, What do we get next? Oh,
But
we
no, what
talked
I was
about
going to
this
say
fight
about
before.
that Ponzinibbio fight,
Okay.
because I want to give my 2 cents in here because I was
Ponzi.
very excited by this fight. I'm not going to lie, I was kind of falling asleep during the fights because the fact that I had worked last Saturday and all. No excuses on that, obviously.
Gotta pee.
My choice. All right, he's going to pee, but I'm going to do my filler things. This Ponzinibbio fight, and let me put the camera on myself just so we can get the full effect here. And then possibly let's just show the thing. What I loved about this Ponzinibbio fight was his opponent Baeza really strong in the first round. I mean, when you look at a guy like Miguel Ponzinibbio, he is a young dude, undefeated. This is his first loss. There is no way in hell this kid's going to quit. If he quits, I'm going to lose all respect for him right off the bat. But Miguel or Ponzinibbio did the old back up and let him work himself out. And Ponzinibbio in round 2 and 3 not only landed more combinations every time, was really working a good jab, but like his key to this victory and getting this decision was abso-fucking-lutely based on the fact that he decided just to open up in the second round. And that's what I liked about it. That's what really got me into the fight was the second round, because Baeza kind of looked like he was taking over in in that second round. But at the same time, Ponzinibbio just sat back, and that's the one thing I liked about his strategy for this fight was take the punishment in the first round, kind of give it to Baeza, and then wore Baeza down with combinations. And those boxing combinations that Ponzinibbio was throwing in that second and third round,
it was so great again to see him look like his own stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He did not in this last fight back. That guy had some nasty injuries he had to overcome, so it was really great to see him fight. And Miguel Baeza is fine. He's like I said, he's a blue chip
young,
prospect. He's awesome. He'll be fine.
So, but let's talk about this Dolidze.
This one sucked.
Yeah, I went in and out. I was going between this and New Rockstars on YouTube.
Listen, okay, so Dolidze figured out how to beat this guy, grapple with him against the cage, and a lot of times he was just on the guy's back. He did just enough for no nonsense Keith Peterson, I believe, to not break it up. Just enough. But besides that, he didn't do a whole lot.
Alcohol and cigarettes was at it again.
Yeah, but no, he didn't do anything wrong. It just like it wasn't exciting at all. I think he just figured out this is my best way to beat this guy, which I don't give him shit for, but I'm just saying if you do too many of those in a row, it's going to be a problem. He won the fight, good for him, but it was a sleeper for sure, man.
Yeah,
especially. I mean, listen, it didn't help that you had to follow a monster there. It's happened in comedy for us. But a lot of times you're like, all right, cool, the crowd's into it. All right, cool, but they bombed. They bombed after somebody killed. So
yeah, and
good win for the Georgian.
It kind of sounds like me at Make 'em Laugh Mondays, which I kind of did this past Monday or yesterday. It was not a good set, but I made it through and I got the light. So, hey, Mike Danko has tuned in. He's got a comment.
Mike's here.
Yep. Being able to see who you guys are talking to is a huge addition. Very nice. We finally figured out how to do this on 2 computers, which is good. Sort of. We're working still those kinks out. But Mike, thank you, buddy. We appreciate you. Yeah.
Thanks, Mike. Love you, brother.
But I want to talk about this fight, or this is one of the fights I was looking forward to, just because, there's many things in life that I appreciate. Good music, decent seafood, not great. You can be decent seafood, a very well cooked steak. But the one thing I enjoy, because it really doesn't happen that often,
a dry hand job.
Okay.
What? Nothing. Go on.
But I like being right because Marcin Tybura
That's funny.
taught Walt Harris a
That's an
lesson.
understatement. Yeah. No, we both picked. Listen, you picked Ponzinibbio. I picked Bieza. Although I'm not surprised, and it was a great fight. But we both picked Tybura, I believe.
Dude, I don't know.
Oh, you're gonna say then I have something. Go ahead.
No, I what?
No, go ahead. Talk about what you're going to talk about with this fight, Harrison Tybura.
Oh no, I was just gonna say it's nice to Poland again back on top. Honestly, I think he's starting to really creep up in the rankings for the light heavyweight. He's had some impressive wins as of late. This one was definitely impressive just because once he got them hooks in, flattened out Walt Harris, and went to town, I started singing in Polish. It was wonderful. Like I couldn't help but be so proud of fucking Marcin for one showing the ability to take some devastating shots by fucking Walt Harris and then come back and really make things fun towards the end of or toward in the I think it was it was first round, towards the end of the first round, and actually get this taken care of with a takedown and then getting them hooks in, because that's what killed Walt Harris. As soon as he got flattened out, it was over.
When it comes to Tybura, baby girl has some GMP. She does, and he did it to Greg Hardy. He did it to Walt Harris. This is about as good as a 1-round fight as you can ask for, right? Pretty close to it. I mean, Walt Harris. When I'm saying Walt Harris had him, man, he had some shots. You're like, oh man, Walt may finish him, which happens almost in most
fight's
Walt
going to
Harris
be
fight.
the best 1-rounder we've seen in a while.
Sure. Okay.
In my opinion,
this was just so back and forth, and the fact that you thought that Harris may have a chance to finish him, and then Tybura did the same thing he did with Hardy. Like he's like, okay, I'll stand up. Okay, this isn't working. I'm just going to take you down. I think he's realizing finally that maybe that's his best bet, almost always. So he did a great job again taking him down. This is what concerns me a bit.
Okay.
This is not how this is supposed to go, Ray. This is not what movies have taught me the world is like. Right? Walt Harris, very tragically, this is a true story. If you don't know this, Walt Harris, a year or so ago, his stepdaughter, who he basically raised, so they're very, very close. It was like one of those, like technically stepdaughter, but basically his daughter. She was just a random kidnapping and murder, just wrong place, wrong time. And some monster found her, took her, and killed her. And then, man, it's so sad. And then he came back, and since then, he had that fight against Alistair Overeem. He started out great and ended up losing. Then Volkov lost. Tybura lost. This is not how things are supposed to be. Ray, listen. This is not what movies have taught me the world is supposed to be like. And now I'm a little bit worried. I'm like, he's got finished 3 times in a row. However, he isn't a top 10. These only monsters, only really good fighters. You look at him, like I think him and Greg Hardy would be a good fight. He's fighting Tuivasa soon. But I mean, my point is, I don't think they're going to, and they better not get rid of Walt Harris. I'll be pissed. And I don't think they will for that reason only. I don't think they will. But also there's guys in that division he can beat. So let him fight those guys and let him beat those guys. Let him stay as long as he wants to fight. Like I can still make this. If he ends his career in a couple good wins, no matter who it's against in the UFC, it still makes a decent story. Listen, the fact it's a decent story. It's a different kind of pick-me-up story, but the fact that he's just going out there and just fighting, and he's still losing, he's still fighting hard to try to be the best. That's a different kind of story, right? That's more real than some of these, fairy tale, Disney movie type. It's not a Disney movie, right? His movie is not a Disney movie, but it is something, and it says a lot for this guy to keeping on after that horrible, horrible tragedy in his life. And him keeping on and losing fights, but still fighting hard and always looking like he has a shot. Always, he never looks bad. Like he always has a shot. It's just those guys he fought are just better than him.
Yeah.
And it happens, man. But I love Walt Harris, and I hope he keeps fighting, and I hope they keep him around and give him some good fights and pay him some good money. Listen, it's just the fact that guy shows up to the gym every day and still fights and still does his thing and tries to be the best still. I mean, I love Walt Harris to death. I couldn't imagine this. I couldn't. I have no idea what he's went through. I couldn't even come close to imagining. I'm sure it's awful. But listen, you and I both are depressed people. We have problems enough getting out of bed in the morning just for no reason.
Well, I mean, again, my paychecks keep me from or make me get out of bed every morning. So I'm not gonna lie. If I wasn't getting paid,
I get out of bed too.
If I wasn't getting paid right now, I'd probably be gone already. Like,
the point is, it's super. Listen, especially because it's losing, because he's losing, it's super inspirational. It's because he's still going and still working hard.
Yeah, he's working through a lot of emotions right now. Obviously, with the kidnapping of his stepdaughter.
And the murder. Fucking, oh my god.
Yeah, I couldn't ever think of what that man goes through, especially like with such a tragic event like that.
You think of it. I don't know if you have any young kids in your family you care a lot about.
Not really anymore that I care about.
Well, you know that I do because I have nieces, and I couldn't imagine. Oh my gosh. I couldn't imagine.
No.
Oh my, it'd be terrible. So the fact that guy is even, like I said, even getting out of bed in the morning, let alone trained to fight and still be the best. Although he's losing fights, but he's putting on good fights. All those fights have been entertaining fights.
Yeah.
Especially the Volkov fight. I think Volkov is going to have him no matter what. But Overeem and Tabura, he hit shots in both of those fights to finish those fights. He's a good fighter.
Yeah.
And he's guys who can fight. So I hope he keeps going. Man, like I said, it's not a Disney movie.
If not Bellator, Scott Coker, fucking pick him up. Like,
maybe. No, listen, somebody will.
PFL,
Walt Harris is going to be able to, especially in heavyweight division, because those other organizations don't have a very deep heavyweight division. Brandon Vera is the champion at 1. I'm not saying Brandon Vera is not a great fighter, but you know what I'm saying.
Shit. Bellator has fucking Jake Hagar. Jake Hagar used to be known as Jack Swagger in the WWE. And his only loss in professional mixed martial arts was because he kept kneeing a guy in the dick. Like, that was the only shit that he lost on. Everything else, he's actually won fights.
Anyway, my point is, it doesn't look like the Disney movie yet. Actually, you know what? That story is still too dark for a Disney movie, but it doesn't look like the movie yet. But I mean, just the fact that he's going to keep fighting and keep going, he'll be all right. What?
I said maybe Lionsgate.
Lionsgate. Okay. Whatever they call Warner Brothers now.
Warner Discovery. I actually was just watching.
Yeah.
I was just watching the new John Oliver episode about the business. Hello, Business Daddy. Anytime he does Business Daddy, it makes me happy. Like, I love John Oliver.
I'm a fan of his too.
I disagree with him on a few things.
Yeah, me too. A couple. Yeah. But there's a lot of things that he'll talk about that you don't really think about. And well, this week, this is one thing I didn't really think about. I'm like, talk about the Asian stereotypes, the model minority stereotype. I'm like, I didn't even think about that. But yeah, I mean, could you imagine growing up, an Asian kid who isn't good at math from Asian family?
Just getting kicked out of the house every weekend.
Well, not just that. It's just weird because everyone expects you to, and you just aren't good at math, so you have that weird pressure. It's weird. It's a weird kind of stereotype that we think isn't bad, but you didn't. Yeah, I never thought about it until I saw that. I'm like, okay, I get it now. Anyway, that happens every once in a while. I hit a great rant about cereal last week too. Did you see that? It's on YouTube.
Yeah, that was a good one. The standard ground law one was pretty good. I like that one because, like, that chick that used to be with the the NRA, she was a bit of a psychopath. So,
have you ever watched? There's a channel on YouTube about criminal psychology. It has really cool videos. Jim Can't Swim.
No,
there's one where they go about. I think he was in Florida. It was a stand your ground case. Where a guy shot a guy in a parking lot of a gas station, because he said he was threatened, but the whole thing was on video, security cam.
Mm-hmm.
And he was found guilty. But they show his whole interview and talk about psychology things, but that was one of those that he did not get away with it. And you see it, you're like, why? There's no reason at all that guy should have shot him. The guy actually, when he pulled the gun out, the guy backed up. He backed up 3 steps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's done. Yeah. Listen, do I think there are some times that people have used force with their guns in your ground states, and it's been okay, it's been good, it's been fine? Yes, of course, but that's not one of them for sure.
You get dicks,
and
you get assholes,
right? And that time that guy was convicted, and he should have been, because that is not what that law is for. It's not for someone backing up. When you pull a gun, the guy starts backpedaling. You don't shoot a guy who's unarmed. He's unarmed.
Yeah.
He pushed the guy to the ground, but when he pulled the gun out, he backpedaled, put his hands up. Then you shoot him? Nah, it's not going to work.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
But, Tim, before we get to our main event, I am going to have to pee, so I'm going to put the camera on you and fill what you got to fill, and then we'll go from there, buddy.
I'm just going to sing Jim Steinman songs until...
I like it. Do it.
Yeah. All right. Turn around. Okay, no, all right, well, what do we got? What have we been talking about? We have one more fight we're to talk about. I'm trying to think what else in the UFC world that we have missed. Dana White said he's going to give health care to his fighters. That's hysterical, dude. I'll believe it when I see it, man. I'll believe it. Let's see. I'm looking at news in the UFC right now. Leon Edwards does not expect Nate Diaz to survive 5 rounds with him. What does he mean survive? Like he thinks he's literally going to kill him? That'd be interesting. What else we got? This week we'll talk about it on Friday with the great card with Israel Santa and Vittori, and also the rematch between Moreno and Figueiredo. Dana White suggests Paulo Costa fight out UFC contract. Should have started a YouTube channel at 13. We talked about this earlier. Paulo Costa doesn't understand why he's not making as much money as the Paul brothers, and Dana White said he should have started a YouTube channel when he was 13. Well, that's what he does. It is funny most of the time, but yeah, and I said it a billion times. Like, yeah, there is a discrepancy between what the UFC fighters make and boxers, but it just is what it is. I mean, if you want to fight for that company, you kind of have to play by the rules because you don't have a lot of leverage. Guys have tried it and it has not worked out very well. All right, UFC star Amanda Nunes to Kim Kardashian want to fight. I wouldn't even watch that. I don't want to see someone get murdered on television.
Why not?
What? No.
Kim Kardashian boxing? That would be hilarious.
Against Amanda Nunes? That would be 0%.
Oh, I would pay. No, there would be people that pay for that. I
probably would too, but I feel terrible about myself afterwards. Like, why did I watch this? Why is this? It's just no. And if they had any good ref, they would stop it after the first jab.
No, fuck that. You let that shit go hard all the time.
You gotta find a judge that's been like under a rock for the last 10 years.
Adelaide Bird.
What do you have kitty time up? What do you have kitty time up? Is a cat around here?
No, I pressed something and
you do that. All right. Rose and Strick look good again finally.
Oh my God. This was fun. This was a great heavyweight main event. I was happy that there were 2 heavyweight main events on this card. Co-main event, obviously, but this was a fun ass back and forth heavyweight fight because Sakai looked good. Sakai was like getting some stuff in, able to do what he's got to do. But Rosenstrike at the when he threw that jab and then the overhand, I was and clipped him. I was so happy. Oh, I was happy. Tim,
yeah.
I told you how happy I was.
Didn't even look like a big load up. It just got him in the right spot.
Yeah.
Good, man. Because listen, Rosenstrike has great hands. We know that. This is the other stuff in his game we're a little suspect about. We'll see, but it's good for him to get a win after he lost those 2 to Gane and Francis.
Yeah.
who are monsters. So that's not a big deal. You know, yeah, he looked great, and I'm excited to see who he fights next. I don't. Let me look at the rankings here.
I mean, you could make a case for him versus Stipe as a
maybe
as a warm up for Stipe or a challenge for Stipe to get back in the title contention. Honestly, like I think
Volkov. I think
Volkov would be another good fight.
Also, okay, here's the standings. Francis Ngannou, the champion. And also John Jones is not on these rankings, but we know he's in the picture.
Yes.
But besides him, number 1 is Stipe, number 2 is Derek Lewis, number 3 is Gane, number 4 is Curtis Blades, number 5 is Volkov, number 6 is Rosenstrike. So those 6. Okay. So Rosenstrike.
Honestly, when you just said Curtis Blades would be a good fight.
I think so too. I don't think he beats Blades. Listen, he can knock people out, but he doesn't quite have Derek Lewis, but it's possible. He is, I mean, very super obvious. If Blades gets him down to the ground, he'll win the fight. If not, then Rosenstrike won the fight. But although that's a very obvious thing to say from a perspective of us trying to analyze that potential fight, it just how it is. It's true, and they know that too. I mean, come on, you gotta stay on your feet and try to knock this guy out. Or in Blade's case, you gotta not do that, right? And make sure you shoot low, because the last time he didn't shoot very low, and Lewis hit him with that giant uppercut. So look out for that. Make sure that doesn't happen again. But yeah, that's a very good fight. I'd pick Blades right now.
Yeah,
but I think overall he's more skilled. But Rosenstrike very possibly could beat him if he hits him with some good shots. Obviously, it's very obvious commentary, but it is.
Yeah, yeah. I think honestly, you want to break Rosenstrike into to the top 5 quickly. Give him Curtis Blades. See if he can take on and use his kickboxing against Curtis Blades. It would definitely be a test of distance, in my opinion. But I mean, Curtis Blades, we kind of saw what happens when he rushes in. Because Derek Lewis decided to turn him into a fucking hand puppet and use his chin to make him go up and down. And dude, like,
this actually makes a lot of sense, because what's set up right now is Volkov and Gane. And then I feel like it makes sense for also Rosenstrike and Blades, and then Stipe to fight probably the winner of Volkov and Gane. If John Jones is in the picture, which he doesn't seem like he is. So I think, the winner of Volkov Gane, which happens this month, end of this month, will be the fight for Stipe. That's my guess.
Yeah, because you gotta give Stipe kind of a give me win or a test.
Well, that's not a gimme win. Those are tough guys.
Yeah, but Stipe with his wrestling, I think, can take down a lot of guys.
I'm not saying I wouldn't pick him, but it's definitely, those guys are tough. They're not gimme wins. They're the next contenders in line. That's the fight that makes sense.
And I think he can stop all of them.
But it doesn't make it a gimme win. I would say, like, if you said you were going to give him Greg Hardy, I call that. These are just.
That's not even a fight.
That's my point. These are fights.
But I honestly think the next real fight should be Rosenstrike versus Blades for the 5 position in the top 5. Because Rosenstrike has earned it. I mean, when he turned Alistair Overeem into the fucking Terminator, or the Terminator. Fuck! God damn it!
That fight makes so much sense that I'd be surprised if that's
I'm angry
not
at myself for fucking that reference up.
Just, you know what? As of right now, June 20th in Pittsburgh is supposed to be 80 degrees.
Yes.
Little clouds as of right now.
I'm excited. I'm excited for that, dude.
Pirates Indians game.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it on 2 fronts.
Those are gonna be the best seats that I've ever had in a major league game. I believe so.
This will probably be the second best, because I was like a couple rows behind the Atlanta Braves dugout when I was a kid. So
I think we were.
Huh?
I think we're 8 rows back.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's gonna be fun as fuck. And I hope we get club access with that.
I don't think we do.
I would hope.
Didn't say anything on the tickets.
You never know. I mean, those are those box like high end box seats. So, I mean,
I don't know how things work at PNC. I know in Cleveland the only people who get club access are the club seats. So I don't know.
They have like a area behind home plate you can walk in and out of and stuff.
Oh, okay. I have no idea.
I hope we can get that. If we get that stamp on our tickets, I'm gonna feel like such a baller. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'll take $200 out of the ATM at PNC Park if that's the case, and just be baller the entire day.
Do we have to bring our Vax cards? Did they say that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
I got a couple copies. So.
I don't. I should get copies. Because when I went to the Rubber Ducks game, there was no mask. I didn't see the only masks I saw in the whole park were the umpires. The employees weren't wearing them. No one was wearing them, which is kind of disconcerting. But
really,
it is what it is. I kind of wish people would ease into it a little bit. Well, this is the thing. Listen, everyone says you wear a mask unless you're vaccinated. Okay, you think all those 4,100 people were vaccinated? No. So wear your mask.
It's the honor system.
Yeah, and then people are saying fuck you, and I don't like that. That's why I don't like it.
I mean, people are gonna do what they're gonna do. You can't really.
But it doesn't mean I have to like it.
No, and I'm not saying you do, but for me, it's like I'm vaccinated. I really don't give a shit. Like I can catch the virus or whatever, but it's gonna be taken care of within minutes, basically. Because I've got super DNA. I've got more testosterone than Tim, which is good.
It's probably not very difficult.
For how much I cry, I'm amazed I have more testosterone than you.
I look a good cry.
I cry during songs. You ever do that?
Well, I'm on so many antidepressants that like I don't I have to really cry to cry. Something has to really get me to cry.
I cry a lot during, like, I was crying. What song was I crying to today in the car?
The Thong Song by Cisco.
No, that's more of like a bathroom song. That's what you play in the bathroom with some headphones in so you can move the poop a little better. My Luck Is So Bad by the Real Mackenzies. Like I was just bawling to that song in my truck on the way to my last stop today. But it was fun.
Okay. We out of steam? I think we're out of steam.
I think we're out of steam. Thank you to you guys. Crying to, I've done that. Nathaniel Ratcliffe and the Night Sweats is a good like cry every once in a while. Especially to Wasting Time. I think it's Wasting Time. Really good song. Are you familiar with Nathaniel Ratcliffe and the Night Sweats?
I'm a big fan of Daniel Radcliffe. I don't know about you.
You know that song like "Son of a Bitch, I Need a Drink"? You ever heard that song?
Yes.
That's them. They've got like their first album was fire.
Yeah.
Their first album was super fire, like really good fucking music. They're from Denver actually. Oh my god, Wasting Time is one of the best, like just slow, let's get high to a song like ever. Like I love that song. Is like sort of you think about shit during that song. I'll send you the stuff. I'll send you the song after the podcast.
All right, I won't listen to it, but I'll send you that fight.
You should. Daniel Radcliffe and the Night Sweats are dope. But I think we're running out of steam. We've almost gone 3 hours.
This is what happens when we only did one episode last week, and before that we missed we did like the last 2 weeks we did only one episode.
Nothing but 1 hour or one show a week so far. But
Thursday
or Friday.
Friday, we can do Friday, right?
Friday, we will be live again to preview UFC 263 Vittori versus Adesanya. You obviously also have Nate Diaz making his return to the UFC in a 5-round co-main event, which I have opinions on.
Oh no.
Well, I mean,
We'll talk about it.
We're traditionalists. I think we're both.
We already talked about that. I think it's weird, but whatever.
Yeah, but we'll talk about it more in depth.
When does it end? Yeah, okay. It's a weird precedent. Anyway, okay.
Yeah,
sure.
But we'll talk about this more Friday when we show up at 7:05. As always, we are the Bro Plata. D-Rest is D-Rest cries to us. That's a good thing. We always like to be your support in a world of pain.
Okay, sure.
And he's crying now because, we're so good, Tim. We're so good at what we do.
It's something like that, sure.
But we appreciate everybody watching. If you were part of the mafia known as the Bro, what do we call them now? You came up with something. I forgot with Bro. It wasn't Bro fam, but it was something like that.
Bro squad or like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It was Bro Mafia, but I didn't really like that very much. Something like that. Bro contingent.
The Bro coalition.
Sure.
We appreciate because that's also my favorite kind of dick. But we'll go for we are the Bro Plata. You can catch us every single week right here on the MMAholes.com and also on our YouTube page where we get a lot of everybody to come here. Make sure to thumbs up, subscribe, turn notifications on, leave a comment after the video goes up so we can get it into the algorithm. We want to do this at a grassroots level. So we appreciate every single human being that watches us every single time we do this. Leave a WW if you found us. We are the Bro Plata. Thank you guys very much. We will see you Friday for UFC 263. And as I always say, we will see you at the Kumite, fam.
Ray, you need to watch Streets of Fire on Netflix, dude. It's about a former soldier who goes back to the old city where he used to live, and he has to save his ex-girlfriend, who is now a giant rock star, from a biker gang that kidnapped her. So you have to watch it.